Last time in the Adventures of Power Rangers, the party has conducted an interview with a wizard named Dr. Ravage and decided to hire him. They later on traveled to Madei Monastery via the teleportation transportation network named Bubble. In Madei, the party has been greeted by Polo, who has been here since the party ventured north to the Tower of Rock. Polo has been busy investigating the whereabouts of Roman Remenmar, whose armed caravan is supposed to pass the Madei. The party decided to assault the caravan, but they would need more manpower for it to be successful. Okay, and we are live as the party of Power Rangers are continuing the adventures in the world of Tithir.
Okay.
The moment you unmuted, Gerhard, I could hear myself, probably from the stream. Yeah. So, yeah, we had quite a significant change of locations in our last game as the party moved all the way from the capital, the northwest region of the country, all the way to the southeast borders, the borders with the Tiefling Kingdom. And the closest in this region is Madei, and it's also famous for its Madei Monastery. And this is where the party has arrived last time, hoping to interfere with the plans of Roman Revenmar, finding a friend who has been already laying in some groundwork in there, Polo, and hopefully to find more allies in the quest for, somebody say vengeance, somebody say just business. Who knows what they're after. Yeah, so we ended our last game with Rafe. Yeah, we are also collecting donations for Farvet microphone and headphone setup. So feel free to reach
I had the impression that once it works fine. It doesn't work fine right now.
It's okay. Okay.
Ah, okay.
It's fine. Right? Don't touch. don't touch.
I can just take a headset, so that should work.
No. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, so as we are moving on in the adventures of the Power Rangers, we ended our last game, Rafe, with you hearing the sounds from very familiar sounds, right? And what were they?
Yeah, like they were just the bells from the Kosut temple announcing the daily ritual. I don't think it's a ritual. It's, how do we call it properly without making it sound like a
worship?
Okay, let's say worship. Yeah.
Attendance? Stand up? Daily Kosut stand up.
Well.
So.
Event.
Yeah, so you heard the bells for which you would usually hear before the ceremony being taken place in the shrine or temples of Kothos, very familiar to you. Your party members has also heard it. It's usually very well noticed all over the hood or in towns where you were. Previously in Denver, it was also been heard in the Golden Market district, even though the church itself is located in a very different district far away from there. So yeah, you currently are located in the house, which from the first look seems to be semi-abandoned. It's not really well maintained. Rather, it more look like a barn, if I may say. This is where Paulo and his brigands has stayed in and used as like a place for operations. So they show you around. Originally, after you arrive, they taken care of your horses. And this is where you had your meeting with Polo and Balor, his dwarf friend, where they told you about their plans and ideas and what they've been doing in the past since you saw them last time, because you departed and haven't seen them since you went to Tower of Rock for Breen. Yep, so at this specific moment, feel free to tell me what your next actions are in Maday. There is this.
Zero? No. If someone can borrow me some money, I can go around and ask for volunteers.
The money?
What do you mean?
Are you looking for mercenaries? It's a Breen. Is asking.
Yes. I thought of hiring some maybe some healers or some adventurers. I can jump to Adventurers Guild and spend there half an hour. Maybe local guild master will have some parties ready.
Polo is turning to you and says, the town definitely has a presence of the Stone Fists and Ravens mercenary guilds, if you're looking for mercenaries specifically. As for the healers, I don't know, Temple of Irene.
Temple of Irene, yes, those nice gentlemen.
They didn't look like battle clerics to me.
Oh, but you know, they like gold, and maybe they're ready to come with us for half an hour.
Breen just shrugs her shoulders, and I wish I had something to give you, but maybe Rave?
Check my inventory.
Rave, do you have money?
I don't want to have people just like anybody joining our team.
So who would you like to join? You currently have the couple members of Sneaky Battalion with you.
Yeah, that's.
Can it get any worse?
Yes. Yeah, it can get.
Polo is looking at her like with this look. What kind of remark was that?
Yeah, I would go
We'll
to
have
the
it as
Closet
an-
Temple to try to see if there are any soldiers there, people that would fight for our kingdom, which is in danger.
Okay, so you're trying to get your people to join the fight.
Yeah, if there is anybody that would be useful for the fight in this town, if they're all normal people, normal town, well, then I cannot, because there will be more victims than actual heroes. Yeah.
Oh, good, and then we can also ask Knights of Pardor, like the fighting healing clerics that probably don't cost money, but just words. How about we ask them?
Everyone. I don't have money. I cannot go. They will definitely need some money.
Yeah.
And you said you know some paladins. I don't know anyone from the Parlor Temple.
Do you know somebody from Paladins? Asked Breen.
I've said she does.
Bryn also knows them.
Mm.
She was there.
I remember the ritual, yes,
Yeah.
but it was like paid for services kind of guy.
Yeah.
No different from a mercenary, if you ask me.
Well, they're more professional. They're not like they don't have an expected outcome, right? They're gonna do what you tell them to do. But if mercenaries would just join us and then our enemy just offers them more money, then they're gonna be against us and we are gonna just lose.
Mm. Smart thought, Rave.
Because we know he has money.
So, what are you doing then? Rave goes to the church, to the temple of
I'll
Kothos.
try my luck.
And
yeah.
you're going right now because correct?
Yes.
You going alone or
using
somebody
this chance
accompanies
first.
you?
Well, I don't know. Should we all go together or should we split?
I mean, I'm thinking, how much time do we have? What's our
Uh,
timeline here?
Polo is saying that the moment he gets a word from any of his posts on the two main roads which are leading to Madei, yeah, you would have some time to prepare.
So, yeah, okay, then we can go together to the Temple of
If-
Kothos and then
He says
together
if you
to
do,
the Temple of Pardor.
if you delay after the warning, then they would probably enter the city. Then it would be kind of bloody, and then you would need to wait until they leave the city. So that would be the least bloodshed.
So we should be quick and set up, traps and ambush. So, can Polo give us any estimate, like when they would reach the city? Is it a day? Is it
I
an
mean,
hour? Is
it's
it
already a
something
great
between?
help that you mentioned to me that they are probably traveling over the night. That will definitely change our tactics for scouting.
Mm-hmm.
But I would need
But are
to
we
first
talking
tell.
hours or days here?
I have no clue.
Yeah, I mean, we can just go together to both temples if you want, or we can split up to save time, as you wish.
Up to you, Rafe.
I mean, I don't mind if I go with people. I'm gonna look more powerful. Sure.
Okay, then let's go to the temple of.
Yeah. Because after all, you won't know what I'm gonna
Well-
say. So yeah.
What if we have to make a choice here? Like, first place we go to is the one we will have, and the others we cannot consult. That would not be cool. We need tanks, right? Do we maybe first want to talk to the Knights of Pardor and then go to the Kothos temple? What do you think?
If it doesn't take so much time, because right now everyone's going to the Kazut temple because of this workship.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Good time to hold a speech and reveal that you're the Princess of Tieflings and you're calling to arms to protect, together with your newfound allies, against a threat from the other realm. Doesn't that sound iconic?
It does. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
let's
guess
go.
let's go and talk a little bit of demonic. Oh, infernal.
We wouldn't be able to understand anything.
That's okay.
Oh wow, that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry.
Polo is saying that he would be staying here and then redirecting new information to the scouts.
Sounds good. Let's go.
We told Paul everything we know, right? Like the vulnerability to light, holy water. Polo knows
Yeah,
that
of
he needs
course.
silver.
He was with you at his mansion, so he knows what you're against about. Okay.
I mean, but we had like new information and we updated him, We kept
I think
him in
you
the loop.
did.
We put him in BCC, so no one else knows.
Yeah. Okay. So you all go to the. You're trying to follow the calling. The ring of the bells. the toll of the bells. So Rafe, as you're getting to the street, your party members are following right behind you, and you're trying to navigate yourself through to the crowds. Previously, as you were arriving, you noticed there were people on the street, and there was some kind of citywide celebration happening. But you didn't really it was just slowing you down, and you tried to get through as fast as possible, so you didn't really bother to find out anything. But you notice that the crowd is still kind of excessive on the street, but overall the mood is fairly cheerful. You finally, as you are trying to navigate all your way through the town crowds, you notice a couple of posters on the streets, and this is where you see that actually there is a celebration of the autumn, of the gracious autumn happening in Maday. So it's a public celebration, and you notice people are fairly cheerful, even drinking on the street. And the couple of them are trying to offer the drinks on your way to the guards, to the paladins of Pelor, who are standing there with their great swords at ready. But the paladins are just cheering them up, giving a couple of smiles, but refusing the drinks. So as you're passing further on, you realize that you're in the same hood as the temple or the shrine where the ringing is coming from. Your party members are trying to follow you as closely as they could. So currently it's you, Rafe, Farwald, Sas, and Breen going after the temple. So as you enter in the vicinity of you notice a large tower. This is where the ringing was coming from. And you notice there's a very familiar outer walls of the temples with the familiar inscriptions, and a couple of the burning flame shrines are already erected by the entrance, but they're just too small and they don't have the same symbolical meaning to the Kothos. They're just kind of greeting and welcoming people. You notice that at this specific moment, because of the crowd, you definitely are not one of the first entering there, but rather there are already maybe 10-15 people who are already standing in the line. Yeah, only. But as you're getting to the main entrance of the hall, you realize that unlike the Temple of Kothos in Denver, this one is not an open air offering. Rather, it's within an enclosed building, enclosed temple. And it looks the following way. I'm posting it to the maps and lore. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yes, as you're entering the line, you notice that maybe 80% of the crowd here are tieflings. You notice a single dwarf and a couple of humans.
Okay.
The ring bell continues. So, yeah, you're now currently entering the large hall within whom you can see those braziers as on the picture, and you can see how the very first of a person is already approaching the large gulf of fire standing in the middle and already bringing the offering. And the other people are standing kind of on the respectful distance from him, not to interfere and not to overhear anything that's being said in the vicinity of the holy flame. Yeah, what would you like to do now? Tell me your actions as you're inside of the temple.
Yeah, I like to go to a side, not so close to the sacred flame, because I might get attacked by it if I start talking about something different than the Kosoth.
Yeah, you can definitely escape the line and get to one of the columns to have a good observation point of the crowd and everything. You notice that there are already first 3 people who already passed through the offering, and a couple of them were actually the second and the third person they were going there together, and we're making a shared offering, and they are leaving the temple as of now. They're going to the exit, which goes on the opposite side of the hall. So you're
Can I
currently
just
standing
say-
aside observing the line. You don't see the end of it. Please roll for
Okay.
stealth. Yeah, you yourself, not others.
So just raise.
8.
Yeah, just right. 8?
8.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
you
burned.
you are taking as you're leaving the crowd, leaving the line to the offering. All your party members, of course, are following after you. And since you're in charge, the moment you stop by one of the columns to have a better observation points, other people are behind you also stopping. And this like vacuum which appeared to be in the line is quickly being disappears of people recognizing empty space, but they also are looking to the direction why was there an empty space, what happened here. So you definitely notice a couple dozens of looks at your direction.
Okay, maybe this is the time to talk to them now that I got their attention. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna try to do my normal voice, not to sound too. I don't really want to interfere with the gods' business here, so I'm gonna try to talk to the people around me. I won't scream. I won't make it louder. I'll just make it clear for people around me. I don't know, the next 20 people. Yeah, should be able to hear me. I'm gonna talk in my language. I'm gonna try to keep it very diplomatic. You know, like, dear tieflings. Oh, what?
Dear tieflings. That sounded like a very interesting, like a presidential campaign beginning.
Yeah.
My fellow citizens.
Yeah, that also sounds good, my fellow citizens.
Okay.
Some of you might recognize me. Oh, okay.
So you're using the
Stop my
infernal
speech.
language, correct?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Please tell us your speech, and then I will tell you what will be the reaction.
Okay. Some of you might recognize me. Yes, I am the Epicus princess. I've been traveling around, and now I'm in this classified mission to gather people that would like to fight for their land. We're in danger. I cannot disclose any details, but I need fighting people, healers, anybody that might join this great cause. Our families are in danger. Our kids are in danger. Our old people are in danger. Only we can save them. I really count on you. If there's anybody that has experience on fighting, please join us. This is my party. This is a world situation, not just our kingdom, but our kingdom is in grave danger because it's closer to us than to the rest of the world. I'll stop there.
So Farwelt and Sas, none of you are speaking Infernal. And you find yourself in the same position as 20% of people in the line. Others are tieflings. And you see how Rafe is like actually, she's not really trying to shout, but her voice is definitely sounds kind of dominant, if you can describe it in one single word. This is how we describe that language in general. You've heard, you know, you recognize that this is her mother tongue. Yep. And you definitely notice how the people who the tieflings who are looking her direction, as she pronounces the name of her last name, yes, they are actually getting more interested in what's being announced. And then you can notice how there's murmuring happening in the crowd. There's like passing along a couple of phrases as she continues her conversation. Even the like 5 people that have already passed the offering by the exit, they also turned around and watching at you from a distance. The architecture of the hall makes your voice kind of like surround them all and be very well heard from all the angles. So the crowd that you're currently facing is maybe around 50 people that you're addressing it. So 40 people understood what you are saying. 10 people didn't. And as you are finishing your speech, let's see what happens. I'm going to roll in the public chat. So I'm going to roll D100.
Okay, anything can happen.
Our bot
I think
for
it didn't work
rolls
last.
didn't work. I'm going to roll in real
But
life.
there was a slash roll. No, the slash roll.
Okay, we can also do the real life roll.
Oh, do we trust?
77.
Oh,
yeah.
You trust
77.
your...
How nice.
So I rolled 20.
It's 20.
Not 77.
So I don't know what was in the chat. I wasn't rolling that. That was Sasa rolling.
yeah,
let's
that's
see.
77, but this way we can all see it.
Yeah, DM. 22
Right.
sounds...
Transparency,
Not,
democracy.
It was just 20% all dice.
Where's the separate roll camera? DM, what is professional streaming?
We need more budgeting from you. Please subscribe to our Patreon. That includes you, Sas.
As a temporary solution, we can
By
just
the way.
roll digitally. That's fine. There's a slash
Sassy
roll
says-
option.
You lost a subscriber or subscriber.
Yes, I don't
Sass.
know.
Oh
I'll
my
check. Log in with Google.
Yes. So, as you are finishing your speech and your voice is kind of booming, unwillingly booming in the hall due to the acoustics, you notice that the flame where the offerings are being given to, and the whole crowd is kind of looking at your direction. You notice that the flame is extinguished.
That's good, right?
What? I don't know. I don't think so.
And as the crowd notices this, you can hear several floating ideas in the air about it. A couple of them are saying, "Oh, this is a sign from Kothos. This is important for Epicus. This, like, she is truly who she is. This is a confirmation of our god." Meanwhile, the other says, I didn't
No,
get
I
my
am
help
not.
for today. Like, how am I gonna gamble and throw the dices? Like, it's impossible. So you can hear the diverse
What a way.
opinions in here.
I know how you can catch the audience. Do you want to hear my thoughts?
This is all in
Are you
Infernal.
manipulated?
And meanwhile, the
yeah, it's very
other
manipulative.
dudes are like, the dwarf is like, what is happening here? Can somebody please translate? And like he's like trying, like pull in some people like to give you a couple of thoughts. Brave, is there anything you would like to say else? As you also can see that the flame has been extinguished.
No, I mean, in sign of respect to Kosod, I'm just gonna tell everyone, well, my people, you already heard me. Now, respecting Kosod's temple, I will not stay here. I'll be just at the entrance. If you were touched by my words, if you believe me, if you wanna save our land, then please join me. I'll be there. It's your decision. I'll just leave the temple because I don't know what's gonna happen now.
So Sas, Farwell, do you see how Rafe is continuing her speech and then she like turns around and goes directly to the exit? And as she passes the flame and going further on, As she gets into the exit, you can see how the flame reignites on the same spot where it was.
Dave, what happens to the flame?
Like, they don't manipulate the flame, right? So it's a sign from Kosoth. I wanted to let everyone know that this is an important mission, that he supports it. I hope that the people actually understood it as I did. But it depends on everyone's faith.
Faith. Yeah. So as you're going to the exit, you notice that those first three people that you've already seen giving the offerings, they're kind of not leaving really far. They're kind of standing in a single group. And you're going outside of the exit and notice that the people who are leaving the building, they are giving a couple of interested looks in your direction. But instead of approaching you, you notice they're kind of hesitating and staying still by the exit. So not exiting the vicinity of temple, just looking at you from a distance.
Okay.
Yeah. So this continues until some maybe 30 people are gathered at this specific moment. And you notice their old tiefling walking your direction.
Old?
Yes. You notice that his left horn is half cut. He has white eyes and very white hair. You realize that as he is walking towards you, he is trying to be... Actually, maybe you roll for it. Roll for perception.
Oh my god, today is not my day. 10.
As you're looking at the guy, you notice that he tries to keep his composure no matter what his age is. So he's kind of keeping his head back straight and looking you directly at you and trying to be as formidable as possible. Yes. As he gets close to you, he makes a deep bow, and you realize that it's actually the same bow that's very accustomed at the court of your father. And he tells you in Infernal. Eternal glory to the Epicus. Into the abyss. I'm at your service. How can I assist? And as you hear his words, you notice that couple of other tieflings who heard this introduction from the guy actually starts flocking closer towards your group. You're not even able to respond to the guy, as there are already 5 people standing next to you.
What do they look like?
Meanwhile, maybe about 20 people are passing and leaving the temple.
You're not
Yeah.
afraid of being cursed for not helping a royal person? I'm gonna ask.
Well, the thing is that I specifically asked for the help from people with experience fighting. You know, like fighters,
Also ask
healers.
for donations.
Donations? No, I'm not Iranian.
Easiest money of my life, I would say, in a Dota context. But you know, it's your
That's
fundraiser.
not the purpose of today's gathering.
Just have some
No.
rich people, you know, you're just losing them.
The rich people are just gambling, right? So it's
So
Not
roughly
nice
from
money.
every 7 people, like 1 comes closer and joins the group standing next to you, as the crowd seems to be like gathering and somebody is passing by.
there are gonna be like just 5 people or something.
So what are you answering? The guy is standing and waiting for your answer.
No, I'm just gonna say thank you for understanding the situation. Please stay here. I cannot give you any details for now. Not here. I need to see who else will join us, and then we can go to a safer place to talk about the big risk that is affecting our kingdom.
What is more safer than the Shrine of Kothos?
Yeah, of course it is, but you know, we all can follow Kossuth, but we don't know who is here really spying on what's happening. So, just let's wait for a bit. I'm trying to
What
keep it
place-
like really, really serious. Like trying to say, if I'm the princess, there could be people that wanna do bad to me.
I would say that's
Come
a
on, it'll
very
be normal.
mild persuasion roll
Because
from
I
you,
don't-
please.
Oh my God. Persuasion. Okay.
Yeah.
That should be better than the rest, please.
DM, how many people from the temple are still there within earshot?
Oh,
You can no longer
12.
see the inner yard where the offerings are happening as you're like kind of outside. Currently by you gathered maybe like 8, 9 people. Meanwhile, maybe 25 or something passed by.
But there should be still people left inside, right?
Yeah, yeah. The bells, the rings are still happening. So, what was the roll? 12. With your plus
Yeah, no.
8.
I don't want to roll anything else today, okay?
Okay, DM found his perfect target today. Sorry.
No,
for others.
no. Damn.
So, you notice that the old dude, he is like, kind of doesn't take your word or explanation that to his heart, but he just nods along. And my name is Aidos Menetrian, and I've served in the military a long time ago, so I know a couple of thing or two about loyalty and duty. And even though I'm no longer a resident, I am eager to answer the call. And as my friends here, and he looks around and you notice that most of the tieflings there, they are kind of like standing behind him, assuming he is group authority, you can say.
Yeah, I mean, more or less telling everyone to wait, and I'm thanking them for following my words.
So while this
Yeah.
happens, Fawad would like to walk back to the main yard. There's still.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. What do you want to do there?
Fawad wants to raise his voice. Of course in common, but in a very different tone than Rafe. It would be an accusing tone. How to say? Yeah, that's an accusing tone.
Okay.
Like, he would raise his voice and address everyone. Shot. Since when does the Princess of Tieflings have to ask a second time for the loyal subjects to follow her call? Don't mistake a question for a question, for it is the princess you're listening to. Didn't you notice the flame of Kothis vanishing? Didn't you see that as a sign? If not, then listen to me, I'll explain. Today, you cannot do any of your offerings. Why? Because Kothis decided to give priority to this cause. All your offerings will be represented and seen in today's following of your prince's call. Anyone not happy with that will refuse to pay tribute to Kothis and face the consequences. And with that, Farwell turns around.
Please roll intimidation with advantage.
Oh my god, with advantage. Oh my god. How am I against
Those
this
were very
method
reasonable
over there?
arguments he's providing.
Yeah, right, but I'm not
20
like
and 22.
that, but okay.
I mean, you're like the princess of a military, strongly hierarchically organized evil nation. So
Farwell
Yeah, what
to
do you
be
think? I
happy
don't
there.
work there. Okay.
that's fine. Like we're just using that image.
He's freelancing, yes. So yeah, you're turning around and you're leaving. Kind of, you can still see that people are even like stunned by your words, and they're like talking out loud, passing to each other the short events that happened upon your arrival. And you can see that a couple of people actually leave the crowd immediately to the side and starts walking to the exit, still keeping their offerings in hands. You turn around and you go back to Rafe. Rafe, you of course heard everything what he was saying. It was fairly loud. And this speech of Farwell, what was your roll? 22.
20 and 22.
Your speech has caused even a couple of people who were already on the way to the exit to turn around and kind of freeze. And you notice that a couple of them are being like pulled to the side by, let's say, a wife or a girlfriend. But the guy is like having the duty in his eyes, and they're like turning around and going back and joining the old man.
Farwell wants to walk closer to Rafe and to whisper something here, because he
Go ahead.
forgot an important aspect. So he whispers, I forgot to mention that not everyone has to help wielding a weapon, because maybe some of them can't or should not. So maybe you can address the newcomers and say whoever would be a bigger help supporting in other ways, let's say money, information, whatever items, they should go this way.
I don't need money.
It's equally worth it for causes. The important thing is security.
And this is how we start mobilization in this game, yes?
Yeah.
No, come on. The purpose is getting fighters. We are not.
Yeah, conscription
Nice.
at its...
I mean, depending on how big of a scale we talk, the money, the items, I mean, goods and weapons, we supplies, we might need transportation or infrastructure and people running those. No tanks can fire if nobody gives them ammunition. So to say, who knows? Maybe we need people in the second row, third row. Why not?
Rafe, is it your face? Is it this face you're showing to people who are standing there?
No.
Yeah, so as Farwell gave his speech and tells you about these details, you notice there are a couple more people who are leaving the temple and going there. So currently, from the crowd, you can count there about 40 people. 40 tieflings specifically. Others were passing by as they were not understanding your speech and didn't really understand the reference that Farwell was trying to make. So
That's okay.
they're just passing
I'm
by.
not their princess. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So those tieflings are standing. You notice they're various age. I would say 90% of them are male. And they look to be eager to do something. However, not all of them you would call like natural born warriors or somebody who would have a mighty posture, like wide shoulders, or somebody who would be easily wielding the military equipment on them. Rather, it's about idea. They are ideologically strong.
The idea about the whispered part was also not to just send people into their death when they can't really defend themselves or the cause. So just to evade, you know, those from dying who are not really supposed to be fighters. So it's not just a materialistic kind of like.
I said it was a materialistic. Deep inside.
Give me a moment. You can discuss your further ideas. No.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no.
Okay.
I think you be the princess.
What do we do with these people?
You were always meant to be. What do we do?
Yeah, I
don't know.
mean, we need to understand what they can do. Divide them in
Yeah.
groups for the next strategy. We
Maybe.
need to take them somewhere before going to the paladins.
I mean, okay, idea. Because when you started your speech, I thought like everything you said can be classified as, I don't know, mobilizing people of a different nation in your current nation, which can be seen as a rebellion or a terrorist attack or something like that. So if the paladins realize you're mobilizing tieflings in the temple and all of a sudden they draw their weapons and walk somewhere, this might cause the guards to be alert or whatever. So
No. This is just the religious worshippers, you know, they're followers.
that will everyone make
Yeah.
it easier if they draw their weapons because they're religious worshippers. You know? I don't
Yeah,
know,
we are just organizing a local meetup of believers in Kossos.
But just saying, maybe the safest place to discuss all of that stuff is actually inside the temple.
But the fire
Inside
went
the
down.
temple.
Yes,
Whatever
because
that is.
Wraith is the fire now. Understand?
No, the
They-
fire
they
is,
give-
is up again.
Damn. That was a nice metaphor.
Wraith is the fire. Yes, so currently you have around 45 tieflings
They're growing by the minute, right?
in the crowd, yes. And Sas, as you're observing them all, please roll for perception.
I'm observing them roll. 12 with +9.
Oh, okay.
So
Today is
for
the
you,
day.
as you're looking at them, you're of course trying to access every single person, whether they match for you in case like one-on-one combat or your preferred unarmed fighting or brawl. And as you're looking at them, you can see that most of them would probably be fine soldiers as they look like. Couple of them you can notice some familiar like moves. People are like keeping their posture straight and hands ready, so maybe they know a couple of thing or two about unarmed fighting. So the crowd seems to be kind of a decent crowd in your eyes. Decently unarmed crowd. If it makes sense for you.
Yeah,
Zama.
I'm wondering what Wraith is gonna do with them. I don't have any equipment to give them. I don't have any weapons. I don't have any dynamite sticks to give them. So
That is why
I'm
I
just,
told fighters. Fighters have weapons.
staying behind. The Wraith started it, and she needs to manage it as a leader of the tieflings.
You can notice how the old man is actually turning to the other side, turning around and looking at the crowd, and he goes to a couple of the people standing in the crowd, and he is like punching one in the shoulder, another one, and a third one, and a fourth one, and tell them like a short command in Infernal. And as those men or women are looking at him, they're kind of like having their heads down, and they're leaving the crowd and leaving the temple. So from the crowd of 45, you currently have 22 people left.
Did they leave?
He
What?
turns around and returns back to the position in front of you and says, I know them in person. They are not... Their vigor and zeal is commendable, but they wouldn't be able to serve by militant means unless you need the fodder meat. Then I can bring them back. Yeah, nobody understands it because he talks it in the Infernal. Depends on the strategy, of course.
Oh, we need magic. We need healing. We need fighting. And we need people that have, equipment already.
Okay, then I did a good choice. We
So you
all
mean they don't
have
have
some
any of
basic
that?
equipment with us. Those, they were not. They
Okay.
might serve you in a different ways if needed.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll just tell the other 2, 3 the situation. So
what is
the
the
people
situation you're
remaining
telling
here.
to this guy? He acts as a sergeant in a
Ah,
way
no,
of
I
this.
cannot tell him anything yet. I need to talk to the Power Rangers first. Okay.
You can go to the
These
side and
people
talk only
have
to Power
some
Rangers, sure.
equipment. Yeah. These people all have a bit of equipment. We need to realize exactly what they have and how they can contribute. But we need to go somewhere to talk to them. I mean, we cannot just talk about a vampire here in the middle of the street or in the Koso temple because it's a public place.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to tell them everything we know, just like the most important part, and the rest is a surprise for us too, right? Like, just
Right.
know evil and
Vampire
dark.
fighting.
Yeah, okay, maybe good, because maybe we know how to fight them. Or we have to tell them, otherwise they just die with reason. Except
we have to tell
very
them.
close, but
But not everyone should know. Only the people that are gonna be fighting. Everyone else should say like a threat.
wait. I'm just thinking like holy water can technically be from every temple, right? So it can be holy water from Kossos temple or whatever temple.
We can get holy water in this temple.
Like, you know, that the water is kind of the opposite synergy from fire.
Yeah, I mean, we cannot, I don't know, like sprinkle holy flames, I guess. You know, I mean,
Is there something like holy flame? Does it work the same way as holy water, or does
it's
it have
called
to be
radiant
water?
damage, I guess.
Well, flame is really fire damage, but
I mean, I was just thinking, like, maybe you could just not tell them, like, hey, you'll probably face zombies, or I don't know, moving killer
okay, being
machines, or
like very
vampires. But you,
cryptic.
exactly, you're like dark forces, and be prepared for everything. And just in case, just take this Kotha's blessing, no. And then my idea was then to sprinkle with holy water, I don't know, whatever. So just in case. And then when the case happens, you're like, oh my god, like we didn't expect that, but use the holy water, you know?
Yeah, and silver crosses.
Yeah, I mean, you can sell it to them as like everything holy from Kossos will protect you, or will help you against the dark forces. Then they're not really.
And holy water.
Yeah, then they're maybe not really sure, or at least not upfront, that they're facing like a higher vampire and zombies. But once they see them, they'll be like remembering awards and Kotha stuff. And then it's gonna work probably. It's counted as holy. This way you prevent like the panic up front. They know they're gonna face something dark, they don't know exactly what, so they will have a bit of panic when it happens, but not too much. Especially because they have a weapon, so.
Yeah, once we part, we can just talk more freely. Like when we're all together, when we have the full army of not just tieflings.
But this is a delicate matter. Like, I mean, imagine it will be enough work to get everyone in place and ready to fight. And then just hold like a final speech, be like, by the way, this is a vampire and this stuff, and he might start flying and turn into a monster. And then people might have second thoughts and just leave, you know?
Yeah, but
I mean-
if they only know this when we actually find them, we cannot really come up with a strategy because it's gonna be all a big mess. Everyone's gonna be fighting and doing whatever they wanted. If we could do something more like in group.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like we still can give them commands to fight the enemy. They just don't know exactly what the enemy is. Don't give them like exact information. We just give them like a range of possibility. You know, like evil forces from dark, from hell, or whatever vocabulary you choose to use. So they know it's probably bad, but they don't know exactly what.
Yeah,
So-
radiant damage could work.
Yeah, if they have, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the old dude is coming to you and saying, I can be a point person in this crowd. Depends how many we get. And yeah, just tell me what needs to be done. We
Right
try
hand
to
of
attract
princess.
less attention as possible from local authorities, as all we are, we're throwing the government here. And he's just asking you, Rafe.
I don't know. I really appreciate that you want to be like the person that will be communicating with the rest. I trust you already. Yeah, I'll give you some tips on what the enemy is like. These are just dark forces. Nothing we can really describe in words. I can tell you anything that's blazed by Kossuth or even any gods because of the global level of threat that this represents will be useful. So even holy water will be really good for the situation. And think about radiant damage as well. Those things will help us the most, of course. Everything else will also help, but those will be clues to really fight in a more efficient way.
He nods along and says, yeah, anything for Epicus. Into the abyss.
Into the abyss.
Remark. Maybe you could just tell the people to then just disperse, and then we meet again like at this warehouse thingy. Where Polo is, in order. I mean, he mentioned not to attract like too much attention from the guards, because we don't want them to, I don't know, get into a security check or so.
Sas, please roll for history.
It's true.
$11. Pretty good.
We're very
With
consistent
-1.
Today. That's good. Consistency is a good thing.
More than
No.
10 is great.
No, not if we do fighting, no.
So Sas, based, yeah, you clearly, you have never really met Tiefling before personally in your life, but based on the way how they behave and what Ray have said, you can clearly see how ideologically strong is the Tiefling as a race towards the hierarchy and authorities, that even such a mediocre speech already brought some numbers under her wing.
It was my speech mediocre.
That's sus thinking in his head.
Well, I haven't heard any good
Good to know.
speeches
So-
from
so
Sas,
the-
but okay.
Yeah, you
I mean,
didn't realize
Sas
that
didn't understand
authority.
you, Rave, so it must be Farward's speech that was mediocre. He didn't understand the word you said.
He thinks about the behavior that people are expressing based on your speech,
It's
like
good.
emotion
All the
that you
second time
put
about
into it, you know, like and expression and everything.
Did I understand the word abyss? Maybe like did I understand a single word from Rave's talking? Abyss
you
must be
definitely
like a pretty common word.
you definitely notice that that phrase has been repeated by the dude, by the old tiefling, and by Rave as well. So you definitely realize it was the same phrase, but what exactly it means, you don't know.
To know at least one word in Tiefling. Okay.
There are maybe
Can I
some
roll
words which are
for
simple,
one
but
word?
not others.
Like
No.
El Abyss,
Okay, what
you know,
is
La
that
Abyss
means? That's not
in
it. Go
Tiefling.
on.
No. Yeah, so Rafe, you're telling them about the basic thing that they would need, and the dude with, do you know his name? I posted to Maps and Law channel. Yados.
Yeah, Lados Menetrian. Not
He
Lados, Yados.
Yes. He gives you his address in a place where they're gathering and where the further information you could pass along to him. Meanwhile, he will try to mobilize more people based on his efforts. Rafe, with your past roles, you realize that this is not a first timer's job for him in a way. He seems to have been doing the similar kind of duties before, based on how he offers it.
I always remember this, and I'll inform my father after the fight about your efforts. Don't worry, this is not gonna be forgotten.
I wasn't even thinking of asking that, but that would be the most appreciated.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I guess we're okay with the tieflings for now. We're meeting later.
He is turning around, looking at the faces, and kind of like separates from the whole group and kind of gathers everyone around to tell them something. What do you do?
Yeah, we just decided to. We just said where we're gonna meet later, right? Okay, then we can depart from here and go to the next stop.
What's your next stop?
I guess we were gonna go to the Paladins now. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But also, maybe at some point you want to brief your people that they might find unusual allies to their side, but they shall not fear, as it is for the greater will of Kothos, or something like this.
Yeah, I might briefly just tell them that the people that are gonna be fighting together with us are from multiple races, different backgrounds. They have different purposes in life, but for this fight, we all have the same purpose. Just as information before we meet and we see not only tieflings, but also other people whose kingdoms, whose towns are being also threatened by this whole situation. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. Hopefully that will be nice. At least they know.
Ideology is a key, yes.
Mm-hmm. So, we'll be talking later. Thank you for your efforts. Yeah, goodbye. Let's go.
Okay, so where are you going right now? Rafe, as you're leading the table, everybody, Sas is following you and Farwell is following next. Breen is making like a couple of those like frowns at everything that's happening, but she doesn't say anything. She moves on.
Why? Come on. Okay, paladins. Parlors people. Yes. I mean, I'm not talking there after all.
So Sasa's gonna do this one.
All right. Yes.
I mean,
Great.
I was just thinking, like, of course, Farwald can speak. It's not the issue, and he knows like this paladin captain we met at some point, as does Rave. But technically, Farwald is evil. Technically, Farwald looks evil just by his dress code. So,
Your
I thought,
persuasion was
like,
good.
yeah, with evil people, no, and I mean, I think Farwald could do it, but just lore-wise. Maybe it makes more sense if Sastu does it, you know, like monk to cleric, like monk to priest, just like tied as a better connection than hexblade warrior serving a dark deity to, you know, a parlor cleric. I mean, I think Farwald could do it, but just lore-wise, maybe they just might like Sus more by default. What do you think, Sus?
I can talk, yes. Do you want to come with me, or are you gonna stay outside? I mean, you don't. Do you have a problem with going into the monastery
No, I don't think
of
so.
God of Light? There's, right? There's
Honestly, no.
nothing prevent you.
We don't have any
Thinking
problems
about
with other gods, right?
No, I just know they're inferior, then that's it. But
Deep inside, right? You won't say it.
no, I mean knowledge, not. It's all about knowledge, not, and you need to keep knowledge, so you don't say everything.
Yeah, but you shouldn't say knowledge there. You should keep it in light.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. No, but I mean, actually rethinking it, maybe that, I think that would make Anacreon actually happy. Just imagine like a champion of Anacreon talking the paladins of Paralor into battle. Actually, that has an interesting ring to it. I think you might like that.
What can it be like? Union, not like better than other. No.
What?
Like fighting together, not fighting to be better. You know.
Of course, fight together. Forward will not stand in the second line and just watch them.
Okay, whatever.
Wave, can you tell me what was this code phrase that you repeated a few times to this other tiefling gentleman?
Why do you need to know that?
Oh, which one?
That's a
How
tiefling's
does-
thing.
Well, I recognize that this is some sort of a greeting or password.
It's not a buzzword. Yeah, it's kind of a greeting. But it only makes sense with tieflings.
Well, can you translate it for me?
Yeah, but don't start saying that to everyone.
Well, I don't aim to do that, but something
It's in the
I'm
history
curious
books
about.
anyway, so it's not that it's a secret thing. You know,
And
there
what
are
is it?
mottos. It's just into the abyss.
What does that mean? I mean,
No,
what's the
it's just a
context?
motto. That's it. It's just a
Yeah,
motto
but
from
of whom?
tieflings.
Which time? Which context? Who said that? When and why?
Well, you probably also have one like to wisdom, whatever, something like that.
Sounds like
Rave, you
drink
need help?
thingy.
Or you wanna bypass
Yeah,
it?
sure. No, you can. If you have more history, sure.
Yeah. It's a family motto of Epicus.
Okay, so the family is somehow connected to the abyss.
It's just
What's
a
the
motto.
Good to
abyss
know.
though? What is the abyss though? What is the definition of abyss in this world?
Oh, it's like
Not a nice
hell,
place.
right? I mean, fire is okay.
Not exact.
Demons come from hell, I guess. What's the abyss then? Wait, tieflings are demons, right?
We're not demons.
I mean, tieflings are
Doesn't
not
look
fiends.
like.
Demons? I mean, tieflings are not fiends. Oh, are fiends demon? No, demons are fiends. God, this is
I mean, demons are fine, but we're not demons.
There's a demons and there's a fiends, and they actually fight each other. So
Sure.
that's strange.
Are you sure? Like fiends?
From
and
my
demons?
monastery knowledge, that's what I think. Yeah.
And they're also
So which one are
devils.
you- Yeah, exactly. They're like 3 like sub races, and they have like an overarching race. And I think the overarching race is called fiends. Then you have demons, devils, and maybe Orgoloths. There was a third one.
That's a lot of
Demons, devils,
metagaming in
fiends.
here.
Well,
Maybe
Abyss
Favos
is
knows
a.
about this because he can conjure demons, so he made sure he knows about it. A bit at least.
Oh, that's a valid reason for you to roll for history then.
See if I'm allowed to use what I just deducted.
Is it a
Oh, maybe it was
history
wrong. Maybe it was wrong. Let's see. Tum. Oh, 17. That's nice.
So you know that the abyss itself is a birthplace of demons. It's fairly chaotic evil universe in itself, and it consists of multiple uncountable layers of infinite variety connected haphazardly between each other. So it's
Of what does it consist? I didn't get that.
of infinite layers in itself. It's like onion, you know.
So it's like hell and minor hells and sub hells and hells and head hells and director hells.
Somewhat. So in a great wheel cosmology model, the abyss is the outer plane of a great wheel and has a connection to some other planes of existence, like astral plane, for example. So some people try to count how many layers there are in there, and some people stopped at number 679. Later they were killed. They
66.
couldn't continue the reports.
But
No,
I expect
not-
that to be like 66 or so. Okay. Okay, so.
So we're going to the
Let's come from
parlor.
the abyss.
Oh, yeah.
I got it.
A lot of people
Let's see.
come from the abyss. Demons and fiends.
And Orgolos? Probably as well. Okay.
Don't know about those.
So why are
What-
tieflings in this world? It makes sense. It's like a chaotic, evil place. And they were evil, but they didn't like the chaotic part, so they left or they were expelled. Either one.
Oh my god.
You know that
Yeah,
rave is not
expelled.
chaotic.
Yeah, exactly. This is why they don't belong into the abyss, right?
That can also be a self-choice, right? Like there
Wait,
are
you're telling me
chaotic
other
tieflings.
tieflings are chaotic? No,
Yeah, why
but
not?
the whole nation, the whole state is like very, very not chaotic. You know?
I mean, there has
like
to
a-
be someone chaotic on every
Yeah,
race
but
and family.
yeah,
It's
but in general, I
normal.
think they die in that king. It's not a place where chaotic don't follow an order. Well,
Generally lawful. Some people can be exceptions to it, right?
okay, but let's say they're not like. So maybe there are other tieflings in the abyss. Chaotic tieflings in the abyss, lawful tieflings in not abyss. Like they were like, can't stand this anymore. Let's leave that place.
That already goes into a theology and cosmology conversation.
Like
For
history,
D&D.
right?
I mean, but for me, it's just our motto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Anyways,
So what we'd like to do next?
Parlor. Temple.
yeah. So Sas, do you want to take the lead in talking to them? Then I can back you up a bit.
Maybe you can wait outside. I'm gonna quickly research the situation.
But no, I think you need either like Rafe or me because you cannot make the reference to we got to know, like from the Parlo order, who depetrified Wraith, and then who
You talk about the
killed the
vampire.
first vampire
Mhm.
for. Like, you're lacking the knowledge, right?
Yes. And everything can
So
go
you-
wrong,
Oh,
and we don't want
hear.
Sas to kill everyone, basically.
You don't trust Sas?
Well, alone, no.
I mean, we did the previous thing before, even because we didn't trust Wraith, so let's do this one together as well.
What? No, I told you to come with me so that I look more powerful, but okay.
But
Okay,
DM, do
let's
I
go
hear
together.
Final Fantasy IX music there? Sounds pretty much like Final Fantasy IX music.
More like Super
I-
Mario World.
Oh, of course
I
not.
don't know exactly the origin of it, but I can send you the link if you want.
No, I'm just curious. It's okay. I don't have to research it. Okay, let's go.
Rizantar. I'm gonna ask for Rizantar first. I'm gonna greet someone at the entrance, and I'm gonna say that we are the friends and comrades of Brother Rizantar from Capital, and we came to visit him and pay him a visit. Is he, in the monastery currently, and can we see him?
Sas, is this what you do?
Wait,
Yes,
we
and
need
I
to decide
have
if we're
two
gonna let him
silent
go.
followers with me. Yes, one with the
Okay,
horns,
followers,
another
yeah,
with the huge
we-
sword and tattoos.
Wait,
I
what?
can use my
Followers of whom?
hoodie.
Followers of what?
Of him, of Sas, just people just walking after him. But not actual followers, right?
Yeah, they don't look like
Followers.
battle followers.
I mean, you can say he's a micro-influencer. We can go with that, but
Oh, I'm gonna be silent. I'm there just if
yeah,
we
okay.
have
So
problems.
for now, the file doesn't say anything, and just, okay. No, nodding, looking
So-
serious and convincing. Backing up as a true follower should.
We would also like to receive a blessing of the parlor for our next adventure, if that's possible. But most would be the best if to see our friend Rizantar.
Okay, everybody agrees? On Sas and follow Sas? Become
Yeah.
temporary followers of Sas?
It's a good start.
Yes. I don't
Okay.
see
And
the
I'm
problem.
looking as peaceful as possible. So I put away like my sword and I will show up that I have no armor, nothing aggressive, nothing, sticks out, any kind of daggers and stuff. Like a monk, a monk from a monastery. So this is a monastery. I'm from a monastery. I should feel pretty comfortable,
You're currently
even though we're a bit different.
You're currently in the town. The monastery starts behind the monastery walls.
We went to the monastery.
So you're currently there, but you're currently in temple. You were in temple of Kothos. So
Yeah, before.
okay.
We're
So now
kind-
you're going all the way to the monastery
But
of
the monastery is
Pelor.
literally in the middle of the city.
Correct.
As-
Yeah,
it's a
it's
fortress.
visible. It's visible from your current location as well. So, Sas, as you're leading the group this time, you notice that the crowd generally slows you down. You're not that fast during the day, because there are many people on the road. But the mood generally seems to be peaceful and cheerful, rather than drunk and aggressive. So, and you quickly find your way back all the way to the main road, the one that you entered the city with. And as you're going through the crowd, quickly you find your way to the main temple gates. They're massive. They're they can enter, carriage of several floors can enter it without a problem in case needed. At this specific moment, the gates which are leading into the monastery territory are open, and you notice approximately 7 paladins who are standing not far from the entrance. They all seem to be in quite a bright mood and looking around with their hands down and the swords down, so they are not, let's say, at their best, sharpest moment if the attack would come the same second.
I would ask everyone put adventurers badge on top, so they're clearly visible. Like everyone, put their badges on. I'm also gonna fix mine.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just on adventures, visits in the temple.
Okay.
You're the voice of God. I mean, we're also
Quiet.
adventurers, of course, but
This mad god, champion.
how would they know?
As you are going towards the main entrance, you notice that a couple of the eyes of the Templars are like looking at your direction, but they're kind of like looking at your figure and they don't really stay. They look at Farvald and nothing really careful, but once they see Rafe, I notice that immediately it causes some kind of commotion and your approach is being more recognized from this moment. And as you're getting closer, one of the guards is stepping in front of you and he, unlike in other towns, he is starting his speech with a greeting. But his posture is nonetheless still quite solid. So what he's saying is, greetings travelers, we hope that the annual celebration of a gracious autumn in Madei brings you only joy. How can the Temple of Peril be of help to you?
Greetings.
Okay, I just want to ask, what was the name of the festival thingy again? Like a list.
Pumpkin Festival.
Farvald remembers.
Like the festival in the
celebration.
town, it's
Gracious Autumn.
autumn.
Gracious Autumn. Farvald just remembers for now and waits what Sas is gonna say.
Welcome. We come from afar, from Dunver, and we came here following the trails of our friend Rizantar, who recently joined the monastery. And we would like to receive the blessing of the parlor, and we would like to also maybe make an offering to receive the blessing for our next adventure. If that's possible, if the monastery is open.
What?
He looks at you and a new person, Rizantar, one of the new recruits. It's probably possible to see them, depends if they are on the patrol duties or not. How does he look? Where is he from?
It's really easy to recognize. I think he joined maybe a few weeks ago, not more than a month. He has a very distinct appearance. He's actually very dark-skinned and elvish appearance. I would say he looks like a dark, undercommon elf. Wait, dark elf.
Drow.
Dark elf. No, drows. He looks like drow.
You notice that the guard's face immediately changes into like recognition. It's like, oh, that dude. Yeah, that's definitely a jewel of this year recruitment. Can say that. Yeah, and didn't know that he...
Farvald wants to roll for insight.
Okay.
Go ahead, roll for insight.
16.
16? So with 16, you would say that this remark is probably qualifies him as something extraordinary,
Okay.
but not the most extraordinary thing that happened in his service time.
How
Still
dare he?
fine, right?
Okay.
Come on.
No kidding. Okay,
So
pass the vibe check.
I think, yeah, I could ask around regarding his whereabouts, if he's on patrol duty or any other duty or not. As for
Just
your-
mention that the Power Rangers would like to speak to him. It's our name of our Adventures Guild name, our officially registered name of our party.
He looks at your badge and looks at other people's badges, and he looks. His posture seems to be changed to a more relaxed one, as he recognizes the sigils on them, and that the rank of yours is. Which rank do you have?
Silver.
Silver, everyone, right?
It's just because we're too lazy to level it up.
Correct.
I mean, no, we did level it up.
No,
this
we didn't do
time.
anything
Could
useful
be
recently.
way better.
No, that we did level it up when we did something useful last time. You
No,
know?
I'm just saying we're better than silver.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, under the radar.
Myself.
Like everyone else.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
he
Farwell
kind
watches
of-
closely this guy, like how his how to say, how on a scale from 1 to 10, how much respect or dedication or you know, he would have for the Power Ranger party.
You worry so much for this.
So with
that's
your
for a
roll
while.
of 16, I would say you don't notice him changing any attitude, like hearing your party name, rather than seeing the badges that you're wearing and actually making him feel more friendly.
But does he seem like friendly? Like on a scale from 1 to 10, is he like above 7 or at 7? What would Farwood think based on his
He's
roll,
not.
let's say?
He wasn't 7 in the beginning. He was more like. He was more like 5 when he started your speech, and now he's like 5.5.
That's not enough.
What? I thought it was like...
Farwood just intervenes.
He's on
before
duty,
this
and
guy
you're
can
random
turn.
people.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I know. So that's why Farwell just intervenes, like, before he can turn around. It's like, what my humble friend he means to say, blessed be Parlor, especially on a sacred day like this one. We've been on a long journey, passing through Denver, helping out and then insert here the Parlor cleric name, whom we killed the vampire for, assisting the commander in the pursuit of the dark forces, being blessed enough to receive the divine help from, then insert the name of the priest here, to save our friend, making a wave towards towards Rave.
This is not how it works, you know.
Yes.
What? No, don't do it. Wait, let me just say. So, and we're actually here to see our friend, whom we set on the path of Parlor. Actually, it's an urgent matter, but really appreciate if we could quickly find him. We need his help in a divine matter.
So hearing 0 amount of names from you.
No.
Goes to minus. Goes back to 5. Come
No,
on,
it's
Father, dig out some names.
Farwell, yeah, dig out some names, please. At least 1 out of 3. At least
Farwold
1.
knows. I don't. Farwold knows. Why cannot Farwold roll
Does
from
he
memory?
care
He
to
should be-
remember?
Of course, there was, like 2 sessions ago, there was the whole idea of ideation. We're gonna mention this name and this name. And
Rave, help.
yeah.
I'm looking for notes. I have a lot of parlor, but no names.
So you know the paladin who was leading the vampire hunter search. You know the guy who was unpetrifying Rave.
I think my friend here mentioned he means Lucan Evenwind.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Of course.
Lucan.
Yes.
Mhm.
He was. He's a bit tired from the long trip. We just arrived in the city and
Okay,
wanted
he
to
is
meet our friends
he is at
somewhere.
6 of non-friendliness in this specific moment, as I mentioned in some names. Oh, so met our famous vampire hunter.
And we helped him bring down Ausgeburt, an offspring of the abyss. And after
Anyone
that,
has the priest name?
Well done.
of course, we have that. Afterwards,
I think I can ask in the guard's room regarding your friend Rizentar, about his whereabouts, as per your request to get a blessing from a pillar. Of course, you can proceed to our guest praying house. I will be escorting you there personally.
Pardo bless you.
He nods.
Wish you a great health.
He goes to the side of the wall where there are a couple more guardsmen standing. He has a conversation with them. And approximately 3 more minutes later, he comes back to you with one more guy who kind of takes his place. And he is asking you to follow him. So as you're entering the inner walls of you can call it a fortress of Pelor, you realize that over here, you see some signs and marks of past battles, which are still left here on the walls. Some of them seems to be from a ranged weapon. Some of them seems to be from a siege weapon. A couple of claws, maybe like marks on the bricks and walls. So these walls seem to be in use some time ago, and they were not fixed and changed back into the original form for whatever reason. As you're walking inside, you notice that in the inner yard of the monastery, most of the place is occupied by the giant temple, which you could see on the picture before. As you're passing it on the left side of the main entrance, you notice there are several of the bishops standing there by the entrance having a conversation. Everything seems to be very well cleaned up and embraced with flowers and bouquets. Yes. But the guardsman doesn't lead you to there. Rather, he goes to the left further corner of the yard where you enter in a small chapel. It's completely made out of stone, and it has several glass windows on both sides, on left and right. It's fairly simple in size to the Shack of Irene that you visited back in the High Lakes. But it's way better maintained and better constructed. There are quite a lot of golden pendants and other decorations in this room. And just as your previous visit in the giant Temple of Pelor in Denver, upon entering inside, you realize, and especially you, Sas, that there is not a single place where there is a shadow inside.
Yeah, I remember seeing that from Denver, so that's not very unusual. So that's something I expected.
Yeah,
Do we see
the guardsman
any
is pointing you towards the altar, which is standing in the further end of the room, and you notice there is a priest standing there. And as he kind of nods you along, the guardsman kind of leaves out of the chapel and goes to the entrance. He doesn't leave, he just stays outside of the building. So as you're entering inside, you notice couple of priests which are dressed like this. I'm sending you the picture and maps on Lore channel. And there are several people who look like civil servants in here who are currently substituting some candles which are being burned out.
So, what about our friend? We gonna wait for him for the Rizentar or nothing yet?
Nothing yet.
Okay. going to the priest and taking out my infinite bag of tea, water.
Yes, as
Welcome.
you... He says. Yes, welcome to the Shrine of Pellar. And he looks at you closely. Adventures. How can
Yes,
we
yes, yes.
be of service? And what kind of glorious deeds have you compelled in his name?
Well, of course, many great deeds. As you can see, we're pretty experienced silver rank adventurers. So we slayed a lot of monsters and the creatures from the dark, such as, you know, unresting evil dead, zombies, and like how do they call them? Azimars. Oh, there were many fights, but
Fallen Azimars.
I think
you mean.
that Azimars, of course. I mean, they were very fallen. They were very fallen, and but we think we have still a lot of great challenges ahead of us. And on this day, also thinking about the great celebration ahead, we thought of receiving a blessing or advice from a great monastery like yours. We just came from Denver. Of course, we've been there, and we talked to the Bishop Francis, and we also separated with our friend Rizantar, who was our fellow adventurer, and now he became a follower of Parlor. And we came all the way here to see how he is, and also to receive the blessing on our sacred adventures.
Oh,
For the future, for the future.
You see that priest is generally like surprised, pleasantly surprised to hear words. Bishop Francis, yeah, he occasionally comes to the alma mater here, and it was quite a pilgrimage for you, I guess, to come here all the way from the Denver. I can only commend
Yes.
on you, on your dedication.
We heard that this land, requires help from adventurers like us, and such a great monastery. Of course, we would be, we would ask around and see how we can help the poor people, or everyone who needs help. We will, of course, seek out and root out all the evil and darkness from nearby this place. But we just heard rumors. We maybe need a little bit more time. But of course, the first thing we thought about doing is coming to the temple immediately after we saw the great silhouette of the monastery. It gave us inspiration to visit and to pray and to receive the blessing. Yes. Before
Rafe.
anything else.
Rafe, this is the most talkative you've ever seen Sas since you
Yes,
ever
true.
met him on
Monastery,
High
I'm from
Lakes.
monastery.
I'm very surprised.
He seems to be extremely confident and comfortable in here, talking with the bishop. So, and,
I am myself also from a monastery, so I totally understand. If you're busy, we might talk to someone else. If we're not here to bother.
We are always happy to receive such a fellowship and dedication in our walls. Quite often people come here just in times of festivities, just like this time, and then other times the town might be empty and still, and only a couple of people might be coming here being guided by the true nature of helping the realm in all the dangers and problems it faces. So Please, please, be my guest, and he is. I will certainly. I'm happy to greet you in the Pelor's temple.
So
and,
would the Sas know how receiving a blessing works? I mean, he should know.
for Pelor, no, but you know the rituals of your own monastery,
Well,
which might
is
be
the
way different.
Sister of Perlor.
But you know that they are not the same type of worshipping.
Okay, do we know that
deities.
we need to pay the money? Or is it free? I mean, there has to be a sign, donations or something.
You can only. No, there are no signs. So then you want him to perform a blessing.
We are currently, as I said, of course we can wait. We have some time, but we want to depart as early as possible and for our next adventure. So what would you say when we pray, or what would be the steps to best prepare us for our next challenge? What do you think? Because we feel like our next challenge would be very, very, very dark and very, very. We heard about undead. This is our passion. Is about fighting undead and those who, lack the soul. This is our specialization of our group.
He nods along and please step closer to the altar as he is going to the other side. As he going to the other side, you notice that he is taking some kind of powder from the left side of the altar. He kind of grabs it in hands and throws it in your direction, but doesn't really reach you, as it like stops and disappears in the air. And he gives an incantation. He pronounces it in the air. Does any of you speak Celestial? Pavel?
I think we had a problem with that.
No.
Bryn does.
Bryn,
Bryn is not with us.
Oh, Bryn is walking with you, but she's not saying anything. So the guy is giving the incantation, and as he's, you notice several times in his speech the word Pelor appears, and it seems to be that the shadows, non-existent shadows in this room, actually getting even more non-existent as the whole floor and the altar shines brighter, and he is casting a spell on you. You definitely feel that at this specific moment you are reinforced with the will and vigor to actually face the most horrendous creatures that the real might possess, and you would find the power to withstand their attack. So you do feel some kind of positive effect on you, like a blessing of a kind. You are muted.
So I was saying in between that Forward understands Celestial. So apparently
You didn't hear that
because I was muted. But
Yeah,
he
but
does.
That's new.
Yeah, maybe.
Uh-huh.
So what
no one
would Forward have
understood.
understood?
Yeah, he was basically given the incantation while casting a spell.
Okay. But Forward would by understanding him, would Forward understand which spell it was?
Can I hold like a fishing net while I'm standing there?
Okay.
Of course. Of course you can. Yes, you can.
This is my weapon.
But you need to bring a story for it. You need to give the priest a story why this is a holy item.
Yeah,
This
there's
is
like a
our,
giant sword that is next on your back, you know, and you're taking the
wouldn't-
fishing net.
This is our lucky charm, you know, like
With this fishing
This
net, my
is-
father, by calling upon Pardov, fished me out of the sea when I was a child and was close to drowning. It's been guiding me ever since.
He never had a
Hey,
father,
Sean?
says Sas.
No one knows. How would they know?
this fishing net saved me many times, you know. It's maybe not the greatest weapon, but it gives me, you know, faith if it's with me. So it's
Sometimes the most
It's,
mundane objects is what stands between life and death.
yes, and you know, maybe at later point we will separate it and send over to our homes. But thank you, Father No Name Priest, because we don't know your name.
Yeah, so you're currently now under effect of protection from evil and good spell for the next 8
Oh,
hours.
how
8 hours.
8?
Yes.
That's not.
So usually it would be 10 minutes, but this would be an extended spell.
But I mean, he has to choose like one of the 6 different
It's
races
all
to be
of them.
protected. Really?
No. You described him the creatures,
Hmm.
and
You sure?
he chose fiends.
But it's like
So that means we don't take any damage from fiends? Oh no, we have resistance to damage from fiends. They have disadvantage attacking us. Plus something, but it impacts necrotic damage. Something was about necrotic. What was
against certain types of creatures. Okay, if you say it's fiends, then good enough for me. I
It's a
don't know.
fiends, yes.
I'm not a wizard. Good enough. Feels better.
But it's important
Thank
to
you.
understand. Like it changes our how we perceive or get, or I don't know, necrotic and or radiant damage. This is super important.
I have
No.
no
Okay.
idea what's necrotic.
Not related,
I'm not
no.
a wizard. I'm gonna
The spell
sit a bit
description
more
is in the
just for
maps
the effect.
in rolls, so you can see the
Okay,
spell.
thanks. Then I just mixed something.
Gonna sit a bit longer for the effect, and you know, like pray a bit, you know, to myself, like you know, like the IDNF is the sister of Parlor, also, you know, help me a bit. And because I think I'm feeling very emotional. I've been to the monastery a long time ago, and I will let
Sas,
my.
you
Oh,
do
what-
feel
what's going
that once you enter the vicinity of monastery, that it's somehow familiar, or at least you kind of feel yourself like fish in the water. So you would recognize where certain and what certain buildings are serving for, what's their purpose, just by looking at that direction and kind of recognizing small hints, instruments, or tools which are in that direction. So you would have the easiest time from all your party to navigate yourself in case you are inside of the castle walls. That's your feeling.
My next target is a shop, monastery shop, but I'll wait for my comrades from other religions to receive the blessings. Farewell, Rafe. You know.
Oh, we didn't already receive.
Yeah, I thought we all received it.
It was a
together.
group effect.
Yeah.
You sure? Like I thought it was powdered.
It was a group effect.
Lots of powder.
Lots of powder, yes.
Like Rafe, you know, like maybe some small thank you for the
Maybe
great efforts.
Does anyone in the party feel so? Just
Feel
husking
what?
pain?
No.
I have no money.
No, but we're not gonna have to pay. He didn't say anything.
No,
He
pain.
didn't say.
Pain. Does anyone feel pain after the spell
No.
protection against?
I mean, I hope I don't.
Oh.
Okay.
Actually.
He was a priest or a bishop? A priest.
Priest, yes.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna express my gratefulness. Thank you,
Condolences.
priest. I feel very what? No, I feel very protected now.
Not Slam.
So no one's gonna pay him, right? Then I'll say we will return from our adventures.
We're gonna get humble, like we're gonna do our poor face, yeah.
Yeah, the ways
I
of
will say that we
Pelor-
need to stock on some more, sacred items and trinkets and holy water, of course. And, hopefully with the power of Perlor, we will be back in the monastery in a few days with more, what do they say, жертвоприношения.
sacrifice.
More offerings and in the name of Perlor.
So, жертвоприношение is sacrifice. Offering — это
No, offerings.
подложение,
bring dead
подношение.
corpses.
So, that's the
But
difference.
maybe, some vampire teeth or something.
I don't
Yeah,
think
you
they
could-
appreciate such things.
Sacrifice is probably not.
We sacrifice the next human our eyes lay upon to honor the Pardo. Looking at the next lesser priest. No, but yeah. Okay.
So,
cool.
as you are conversing with the guy, you hear that there is more voices joining. You can hear some voices coming from the entrance of the chapel. And Rafe, as you turn around first, as you're closest to the exit, you see that the guard is talking with the man dressed like this. So the outfit is like this. I'm just posting it in the maps and lore. And you noticed how next to him is standing Rizantar, your drow friend. And as you are meeting your eyes with him, Rizantar is actually runs inside of the chapel. Meanwhile, the other two dudes are standing still by the entrance. Let's go on a short pause. And we'll come back and see what Rizantar has to say.
Traitors.
So we're back live after the pause. Thanks everybody who joined. See if Sebastian is joining us or Surian. Thanks our latest follower, Warren the Tiefling, Max Brest, as well. As the party of Power Rangers are finding themselves in the Temple of Pelor with this all relaxing music and surrounding around them, the peace seems to be the main theme of the temple as far as they feel it at this specific moment. Sus?
Test.
Test,
Works.
test. It works, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanna buy some holy water.
That
Well, I
is
want my
always
party members to pay for it.
that is always accessible in the temple with a basic price.
Yeah, I don't know how much it costs, but I don't have any money.
Somehow I never had
Any
any at all.
That's 25 gold per thing.
per thing. 25 gold? Damn, come on.
That is a basic price. I'm not even changing it based on our economy.
How a normal person can afford a bottle of holy water for 25 gold?
We don't.
It should be like 2 gold. 5. It's a holy water. It's not explosive. You cannot hurt anyone with it. It cannot cost 25.
You can. So the holy water, cleric or
Does not
paladin
damage.
can actually create it.
Yes, so literally any paladin from this temple can create a holy water and make 25 gold, right?
You can use holy water as an improvised weapon to make a ranged attack.
And do it with stone also.
So,
Do they have
Brave is back.
discounts for groups or for adventures?
Scamming us.
No? Then maybe we can buy a pack of 5 for 100. So like 20 each, kind of.
They have like a strong, like,
20 each,
concentrated holy water.
20 flasks will be 500 gold in total.
Didn't want
That's
to buy so
freaking
many.
expensive.
Yeah.
Imagine 20 flasks. You go to supermarket and you buy 20 bottles of soda. It's nothing. And that's 500 gold?
Do you want to arm your tiefling militia?
Yeah, but Rave should get for free with her temple.
Doesn't
Have
deter
holy water.
Like if tieflings get in contact with water, doesn't hurt them their feet.
What?
You're too quiet.
Yeah, you.
Sorry, better now?
Yep.
Okay,
Seems
so
okay.
I said shouldn't tieflings receive damage when they get in touch with holy water since they are demons?
No.
No.
Our tieflings are humanoids.
Okay. Devils and also humanoids? I mean, talking about shape and stuff? Because they take damage.
Devils
from
are fiends, for example. Demons, probably fiends or aberrations.
Okay. So we can maybe trick them. Let's just say, we convince a priest or say a stupid paladin or whoever to bless a whole well of water for whatever reason. Let's say we succeed. He does that, then we take out the water. It's blessed.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do, but DM now wants 25 gold for a flask.
It's
Yeah,
not
which
like
is
what's the
why.
basic price. So we stopped before the pause on the moment how Rizantar was entering the temple. You can observe him that he's dressed up in the light armor, but with the same kind of design as the dude on the latest picture I sent you. He is still holding a crossbow onto one of his sides and a couple of daggers on his.
Ranged paladin. That's interesting.
He looks at you and exclaims happily, "Oh, what's you coming for visiting to me? I'm really happy. That's I didn't expect you to come that soon."
Of course,
you
of course,
already.
Rizantar. I wanted to check in on how you're doing in those times that we see you doing splendidly. Exchanging
Yeah, and he shows off with
glances
the
between
outfit.
the priest and him, like trying to include the priest into the conversation, make him notice we know you're Rizantar and all of that. Since we
Priest
set
is
you on
kind
the
of like
path of
Priest
Pardon?
nods to Rizantar and is about to leave
Thanks.
the room to give you privacy.
Oh gosh.
well, why not? We can still approach him later.
So the guardsman asked for me if I am on patrol duty or not, and I'm currently free. But I had to report your visit to my officer on duty, so he was curious just to see who you are. But
So what did you tell them about us?
oh, I mentioned that you were the most influential people that led me down this path, so he was quite impressed and wanted to see you with his own eyes.
Oh, nice. I guess.
So, what are you doing in my day?
we adventures, as always. On a mission, as always. Helping
Okay.
people. Looking for Bob.
Any news
Looking
from
for
him?
other missing people. We found Bryn. So she was our lead to Bob, but something else came out suddenly with higher priority, and we got some news from Rafe's relatives, and we rushed here.
I remember those conversations with Bob and the debate he had with you, Farwold. They were quite amusing, if I can probably understating it.
What
Your
was
theological
amusing?
debates
With who?
with Bob.
Ah. Yeah. Well.
So yeah, I wish I could help in any way in finding him.
Maybe you do. Maybe soon we will hope to get another lead. So if you really have an evening or a night to spend with your previous members, the party members, you can join us, of
Fascinating.
course.
Yeah, my daily my day behavior didn't really change, and so I usually have all my duties at night, the most comfortable to me. It's the actually less busiest time across them, but if you actually need me, I may change with someone. Depends what do you need, like what's happening.
Cannot share you everything, but it's a mission, as always, and it's about fighting the enemies of the parlor also. Yeah, we think we're gonna meet someone and there might be a conflict. So we came here to get the blessing from this great monastery priest. I think feels better now. And because we were not feeling comfortable facing the enemies in the night, but
Unlike me.
yes, that's what a really good coincidence that you are here, and our guest, the night guest that we're gonna meet, is also. We're pretty confident that he's very well suited for night action.
Okay, that sounds
Yeah, but,
curious to me. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
can
don't know
assist you in any
what's
way
your
I can.
status, but
For
can
finding
we
Bob
talk
and
here?
helping him out. He looks around, he sees his superior still by the entrance and that priest has already left. He kind of leans towards you and says, "Sure, you think someone is spying? Do you have arrow pointed at your back? What's happening?"
Yes. So we became a bit more stronger than before, and a few times we caught spies and trying to look at and kind of see us using magical means and listen to our conversations. I'm not a wizard myself, and only the Bob could tell for sure, but we're just being cautious about discussing important things. Do you think this place is well protected?
Okay, I can
I would
send
say
him
that
a message.
I cannot say that it's impenetrable, especially at night. But for the major army assault, it's quite solid. Based on what I learned around.
So you
That's
cannot
not my
tell
type
if
of
it's
combat.
protected from scrying magic.
What's that?
I don't know. I heard it from Rafe. That's why I'm being cautious.
I'm not a wizard, I
Someone
have no idea.
can know at any point what you're doing if they have this magic. And if the place where you are is not protected from that magic, so that could be
I
happening.
mean, there are
this
probably
time.
some rooms in this whole fortress which might have some magic protection in there. But
You think we
it's
can go
definitely...
there with you?
No, it's a high priest lounge.
Can we book it for an hour? For a fair price?
I have no clue if his lounge is for rent. Never heard of it before. I've heard
Maybe
people are
modern
coming
times.
here asking help regarding some curses or other types of problems, and the temple provides the services, often for a fee or favors. But
Well,
renting
let's
their
say
own
there would be
property,
an opportunity to fight an undead creatures. What would you say to that?
does it help Bob?
Yes.
Slightly.
Then I don't care if it's undead or not.
Well, we are currently chasing one, and we have some people working for us that say that came here before us and did some good job of research and reconnaissance, and they think that this creature / person might show up really soon. Maybe this night, maybe next night.
Okay.
So what we want is we want to approach and kind of either capture or most likely there would be a fight.
Yeah, based on what I learned in the past 2 weeks, my war style doesn't really fit with everything they are being taught in here, all the recruits. Most often they are bluntly going in with straight line into the enemy ranks, trying to bash them with just one single strike, overwhelm them by force. Meanwhile, all my whole life I was hiding in the darkest corners and using the hit and run tactics instead. So, yeah, that's definitely different approaches they teach here.
We are glad to hear that you could be volunteering to join us just for this one evening. But
Sure, I could maybe also, if you give me more details, maybe I could ask a couple of more volunteers. People here sometimes getting so bored. Thank God there is holiday celebrations now. So it kind of eases the mood, and in other times of the year, they're just jumping on the wall from boredom. So easy to find volunteers.
so yes, definitely there could be prize, there could be glory, fame, but there's also could be death and danger. So because we realize that if we came to you, that means our opponent is not weak. If there's any brave soldiers or paladins seeking fame, seeking to test their strength in the night against the dark creatures,
Sure, can you hint me against
maybe Rafe can
whom?
tell you more details. She is a
who
experienced
we might be
leader.
facing? Then I may have higher chances of bringing people with me.
Vampire.
You had to say it like that, okay?
Why not?
Sasma,
Because
since we set you in Parlo, without doubt you have done great deeds to him.
We received free blessings. I'm thankful. Why not? Why wouldn't we tell? I mean, Rafe, you can describe why. You did a great job of
well, I mean,
speech.
didn't you already say what we didn't want to say?
May I
Why wouldn't we want to say?
hear me?
No, we wanted to talk about dark forces and the same thing we said. Holy
Should I talk to
war,
These vampires, all the same.
radiant.
What?
Should I talk to Sas? To Rizantar?
But can you talk to him in a way that nobody else listens?
I mean, eventually we want others to listen, right? They just need to listen to the right thing.
Yes, but to the ones that are gonna be joining, the rest shouldn't
course.
really. Yeah.
Okay, so Rizantar, since we set you on the path of Parador, I'm sure you did many great deeds to your deity, and as we can see, you're progressing.
Just started.
But consider where you came from. Step by step, everyone bigger than the one before. I'm sure the Temple of Parador will say great things of you. Which is why we decided we should better come to you, as we already had previous touch points with the Temple of Parador with great outstanding people. However, we feel like you are still the right person to approach with this. You might notice that I'm lowering my voice, as this might be concerning news to many people here in the room, but I'm sure you will take it the right way. So
He leans closer.
what I can share for now is that there is an evil, like the darkness to Pardus light, the evil to the loyal farmer praying to Pardo every day. The very, very manifestation of dark forces is on its way to the monastery. He is in disguise. You would not notice right away. So this dark evil moves along the righteous people as if it was one of us, but it's not. And not many can see that, which is why we talk to you and not to everyone else. However, we have solid intelligence on this dark force approaching the monastery and probably having only evil things in mind. And we came and rushed here to prevent bloodshed if possible. However, we don't see that option anymore. So now we're here in the mission of defending the people of the town, those true believers of Parlo, from this dark deity. Might be too much, but definitely a strong opponent. And of course, we immediately thought of the strong fists and rightful hammers of the paladins of Parlo, as we've seen them wielding those in the past. Parlor. It's always been Parlor.
We always say parlor. I
don't
even
know
write
why.
parlor all the
Yes.
time. I think I have parlor all over my notes.
So many people realize that this is a dark threat, which is beyond every one of us. We have already gained unlikely allies in this fight. People are not anymore looking out for races and politics. Many people stand united against the front of evil. So we thought it only right to talk to the very valorous and righteous Knights of Pardo to join us in this mission. What do you say?
Are you making the accent just of the game or not?
Yeah,
What?
right?
What
Are
accent?
you making Irish accent or what?
Oh, that was maybe, I don't know, and I didn't think about it. No, I don't.
It
I
was
wouldn't
more
call
like
it Irish
Polo
accent.
speaking, you know?
I wasn't doing Irish accent, at least not knowingly. Irish might
It was
disagree.
a particular accent, yeah.
Okay,
Different
I
than
don't know.
yours.
I don't know. Playing the
Okay,
role.
cool. No, cool speech. So he nods agreeingly about all your praises towards the Paladins of Pallor, and especially he gets excited when you mention the powerful fists and hammer. And
Longbows.
this is the moment when you
Longbows.
see the very familiar, like, flicker in his eyes that is usually appears in the faces of people who have already killed and expect to kill more. So it's a killer's eyes. And in spite of all this peacefulness and the surrounding of music around, you actually realize that there is a killer standing in front of you in this almost holy place. And Rizantar is showing his kind of maybe wicked smile for someone, and he nods along. Yeah, the power of the pillar can be tremendous, just as my blow for my crossbow. And he shows it along. So yeah, I just need a time and space to prepare so that I can reassign my duties to others.
Fair words. Yep.
Other than that,
Fair words, Mark.
Mhm.
However, I should mention that there lies great risk ahead, where you're facing an extraordinary foe, and therefore a challenge. This is not an easy fight. We need strong minds and strong hearts next to us, especially for those in the front row. And especially for you, this might be challenging, as given your past, I'm sure not everyone at the Temple of Parlo might have been welcoming, at first at least. So
it's very much true, yeah.
People might second guess this. Nevertheless, I feel like as it bears great risks, it also bears great opportunity for you. Because imagine if you would be the one successfully defeating the demons from Abyss. Your name, no one would question you ever again here. Am I right?
Sounds reasonable. I'm seeing
So-
you're wearing the Adventurers Guild insignias. You. If I'm trying to present the case to somebody else, can I also... Is it part of Adventurers Guild business? Can I mention your group name or something? Any details that good for recruiting?
No need. No need. As you know, like, we are truthful adventurers, but at the same time, this is beyond us. This is beyond the name of the Power Rangers. We're not here to seek glory, to seek justice and protection for the weak.
Herolde, he's doing it again. Did you hear it?
Irish,
yes.
Yo, mate.
Something? Do you have any
Okay,
colleague
so-
that you
so
talk
maybe
to a
it's-
lot?
You're just making like the words kind of shorter and shorter pauses between them in a way.
Maybe it's just like a type of character I would, I don't know, see fit in this situation, but I didn't think about any Irish thing. I mean, maybe it was
It's
like
okay.
a bit of Irish, but alright, mate, I can play this role. I try my best.
Okay.
Where was I?
About,
no glory.
Yes, as this is for the greater good and beyond our personal names. No need to mention the Power Rangers. In fact, this glory should go for full to Bardor, as I'm sure you will fulfill your part and make it happen.
I'm pretty sure my new god would appreciate it if you call him correct.
Excuse me, sire. You know,
Eller.
from far away I come.
Not even an R in between, but okay.
I will try my best. That's
Okay,
what we
okay.
have you for here, mate. Right?
It's okay. I can show you the way to
Show me the
Pelor.
way.
Cool. Yes. And yeah, just
You
let me know.
mentioned- You mentioned
Oh.
the time and place. So, we have this hideout as we're gathering many unlikely friends and allies to not seek too much attention in the eyes of the guards, as they surely wouldn't understand without someone of your position speaking to them and root for the cause, so giving him directions.
Okay,
Meet us
so
there in
he
secret.
now... You're giving the place where the polo hideout is, right?
I mean, before I give the address, I look left and right to my friends. Is that the right thing to do?
What do the lads say? Hey lads, what do you think?
Yes, but did we get confirmation that he joined with more? No, probably not, right? Just
Not
him.
yet.
He's such a jolly good fella, come on. So,
I'm sure we should just share the location where we're all gonna meet.
Is there any way we can contact you?
sometimes, as I said, I would be usually having a patrol in the nights. But
So whenever the time comes,
whenever the
we
time comes, you can always come to the guardhouse and just pass it along to me, just like today. It's not like I'm glad
we
that
don't
recruits
want
are not
to-
limited for the visitors.
Great. Great, man. One last thing though. Be ready to face the deepest of hell. Be ready to face fear. Stay strong.
I've been to
Bring-
hell and
Bring
back.
the strong hearts. I am not in doubt of you, my friend. But whoever you bring along, make sure they are strong and believe in Parlor. Whatever you believe gives you, it will aid you in battle.
Of course. Yeah. So, yeah, you would give him a note and he tries to get some more people on his side. Somebody he already met and befriended.
Something else motivational to him.
What?
We don't have anything like motivational for him to give him, like any sort of documents. We don't have anything, right?
Sort of motivation. That's what you mean.
Documents. We don't know what motivates him.
Some sort of proof that we are working for the government or something like that.
I mean, he
we
didn't
can-
need it. He
should
didn't
we-
care about
No.
it.
Oh, okay.
He
Because it's
not,
for
but his
Bob.
friends.
Oh.
Ah. But he's not that. I just mentioned this quick to you. While we know that the great risk is approaching, as I said, they come in disguise. Not everyone will understand. Make sure you have upper clearance, but not everyone needs to know. We don't know what will happen. But be ready. Once we face the foe, I am sure they will they will show their true face. If in danger, but not before.
I've
I
seen a
think it's
couple of
really
Zelos
important that-
fanatics among the Pelor, but yeah, it would be unheard of someone of them of running away from the evil.
There will be a lot of evil, don't worry about that.
I'll make sure.
We expect demons, fiends, appearing
Watch
from
out.
nowhere
Watch
in the
out.
middle of the
They
battle.
conjured the Barluga. 7 nails.
Yes, we.
Okay.
Okay. So at this moment he's nodding you along, and then hear from you later, as you notice that his commanding officer is standing there and kind of like looks at him more like impatiently, and he nods to you all, and as Rizantar gets back to him, they are both departing.
Good. Holy water,
So you're
25 gold.
currently allowed in this chapel, small chapel, and the guard will tell you that there is a shop for visitors where you can buy the incense and other things for the religious rituals. If you need holy water, it's also for sale there.
As a champion of Anacron, can you
Yes,
bless a
yes.
water?
Of course. I don't know about.
Can we try and see if he
I can
But how
bless
do
it
we?
and let's see what
How
happens.
do we test it? Yeah, how do we test it?
How do you test it?
Give me
Yes.
just give me a demon. You'll see. No, but actually I don't think Farwald can, because the champion, he's not a priest. So I mean, it would be cool if he could, but I mean, depends on Anakaran's mercy, I guess, on how wicked he thinks the undertaking is. He might give his blessing for something he likes. However, is there something like a hospital or so where they treat like very, I don't know, ill people, people close to
Like
death or so?
infirmary?
Yeah,
Sure.
like where there are people like to die.
Like cemetery? Morgue?
Well,
What
but
are you
No,
looking
people
for?
who are just
I don't.
people who recently were killed.
Oh my god, you want to see more
Mortuary?
corpses?
Or
You want
someone
more
that would
blood?
Or someone that
I-
would not be so I don't know, say missed. Someone who's gonna die anyways, and then give them a quick passing.
We
Like,
can go to a
You need to
cemetery,
open
right?
your
Like-
own euthanasia clinic, you know?
I mean, yeah, maybe I just should buy the cemetery. Many old people, no one
Yeah.
asks about them. People pay money. People pay money for having them there.
What do you want the corpses for? Like, that's
I
not
don't
for
know.
a fight.
Imagine
I mean-
letting Farvald into a cemetery institution.
It would be fair and just. Fair and just.
Remember the one that you visited a long time ago?
No strange rituals, just quick deaths.
Just
It would all be
Praying for
about,
the-
you know,
Come on, there would be a
memories.
lot of dead bodies once the fight starts. You don't need, you know.
Yeah, I
Anything now.
don't need dead bodies, but blood would not be so bad.
Spend 6 seconds to get it during the fight, right?
I don't need it for the spell. I need it for the fresh blood. And the thing is, I don't want to rush to a corpse in front of the paladins, you know, of the Bardo people, and then just get like, I don't know, 1 ounce of fresh blood out of a corpse. I mean, that would require sleight of hand skills. Farward maybe does not have enough of, and that would be like a weird turn. It would just be good to have, like, we don't have to make a side quest out of it. Just asking if there's such a place.
Most likely.
You can ask Sneaky Battalion to just get us a fresh corpse.
They're not killers, they're...
Yeah, they're not supposed to kill it. They can just get it somewhere.
Okay, fair point.
it should have been already dead. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Frodo was expelled from them because he was like too brutal and too ruthless. Might ask Polo.
To make a few, yes.
No, actually we asked Sneaky Battalion. They will ask Polo. We have to pay them, but they have to pay Polo. So we make minimum, yeah, and right? Okay, nah, never mind.
Yeah, we got the Paladins, we got the Fanatics of Kosovo.
Followers.
That's it, I think, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
Raids
they do
didn't
like
go
money.
to the border guard.
No, no, no.
I mean,
can
there is
go
a
to-
border with Tiefling's kingdom.
No, no,
Not
no,
that
no.
far away, really.
It was just too political. This gathering of people.
That was one of your ideas originally, for her to go back to the border and find somebody there.
No, that was your idea.
I mean, we have like many people right now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, let's see how many more there will be. But things like if we go to the border, we cannot let tieflings cross the border in a military manner. That will escalate things. So we have to get His Highness over the border. So that means if here we fail, we wait until he crosses the border, and then we smash him with the full force of the tiefling princes. I guess, but not before. Otherwise, we cause something like a continent war. For now, we
The
just
map you
Yes,
saw
he's
is
illegally
have to
crossing the
happen like
border.
this.
that you know let's just make him wait in Einwanderungsamt, you know, to get the certificates like for months, you know, and be like, no, you need this certificate, and then you need that one. No, you cannot apply for work. You need to stay here and stuff. Maybe that works.
If you have a birth certificate, yeah.
We're good. We're good.
So no one buys
Yeah.
anything. Okay, then we leave. If no one buys anything from the shop,
I mean, so the conclusion was that there is no sales, even if we are Adventurers Guild, or if we're gonna buy like 5. No sale.
You're buying from church. Of course, there are no sales.
Well, but the church is like, where else do you buy holy water?
You donate for holy water, right? Unless you convince a few paladins who can all produce holy water.
Well, we already tried to ask for that, but it seems that it's impossible.
I mean, I told them to bring everything that represents their faith and cause, Perlo.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they likely bring along holy water and, you know, like holy swords and, you know, stuff like that. And
Imagine you bring like a paladins of Pelarus and then you have a cultist of Kothos, you know?
Well, I mean, okay, I'm gonna buy
who would do
two
something
more
like that?
flasks. I'll buy 2 more. Okay, for 50 then, because there's a normal price.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay, yeah, on
Discount.
discount.
So as the guard is basically brings you back to the shop and yeah, shows you around and then gets back to his post, changing the dude who originally changed him. He wishes you a great day and great festivities. Yeah,
Same
you
to you.
leave the
Yes, yes.
inner castle of the monastery behind you.
Hmm.
Hey,
Just wait now.
was there anyone else you wanted to convert for the big holy battle?
Holy battle.
Of course, I still need to make a Polo speak to his people about their god. Then we have the Holy Trinity.
Rafe, can you please roll wisdom
Yes.
saving throw?
Oh, again. Okay. 21.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's your first good roll today.
First, yes, yes.
Exactly when
Can only
needed,
go
yeah?
better.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Okay. I mean, but the last one was from Polo, right? So,
You don't know.
what?
Polo doesn't need wisdom saving throws.
Oh,
When
so
he
it
throws
wasn't
his
Polo.
dagger, yes.
Come on. Hey,
So you're currently
Does
now on
anyone-
the
okay.
elevation, kind of a small wooden slash stone bridge, which leads uphill towards the entrance to the main gates of the whole temple, of the whole walls of whole fortification. And you can see like there's still crowds on the street. Currently it's about 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. So the sun shines brightly and you can notice how those festivities flags are kind of spread around and being dragged from one side, from one roof to another roof, giving it's kind of a bright look for the town. What would you like to do? What?
Go back to the hideout.
yeah, unless you
Or
want to
do we
go
want
to the festival and recruit more people in the festival. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Have any money?
Nah, but what can we buy there? That would be useful in a festival. Nothing. Unless you want to try something, Saz. And you really want to try something sweet, then I can buy it for you.
You can buy spices for me. That would be nice.
More? But you're not doing tea
Yes.
for us.
You're not buying
Maybe.
spices. I'm not doing the tea.
Maybe we have to put him into rehab at some point.
Yes.
What?
I see patterns here.
Do we have any dust left, actually? No. Okay.
From
What
Wait,
does you mean?
Do you mean Gaki's dust? We never had
What
it.
the hell?
She took it all.
This is getting out of hand.
I remember it
Oh.
had some good effects.
No, I mean, if there
course
was any
not.
dust, then Gaku would have taken it, and if she wouldn't have taken it, then Vaud would have sold it. Since neither happened, at least not as far as we know, there's no dust.
What were the good effects according to you, Saz?
Income for the seller?
Incapacitation and inability to move, speak.
So not
Thoroughly.
using it on
Try.
yourself, but on someone else.
Okay, yeah, that
It's a
I didn't catch
perfect,
that.
like, you know, tranquilizer.
Whom do you want to tranquilize, though?
Well,
Anyone we
enemy?
want to capture.
Whom we would want to capture?
Our enemy?
Highness.
We don't want to capture him. We want to beat him so hard he becomes like a fluffy cloud and tries to, I don't know, wave away.
We need some
That-
information from him. Like, where is he going to? Where is the tomb location? When is he supposed to meet? And who is he supposed to meet? Where is he leading to?
Yeah, he has answers.
What is
You need
his-
to know.
Yeah. Why did he leave? Who's his local representative? Local cult leader?
Actually,
He's not going into nowhere. He's going somewhere.
Actually, you're right. I think we never really thought about that we're handing our main source of information in Helena's hands without asking him anything. Problem is, we now have like 2 to potentially 3 groups of fanatics who actually want to kill him, so we cannot just sit down and talk to him, at least not. So we have to think about something. Cannot have them see us talk to him. How do we do that? Maybe we can
We'll
talk
have
to the cloud.
opportunity.
Hello and welcome everybody who joined it as the party of the Power Rangers, finalizing their plan into the finding and apprehension of Robin
Advertisement
Ravenmar.
zone.
Yes, they have successfully recruited possibly 2 groups to help them, the Tieflings from the Temple of Kothos and the possible Paladins of Pellar, where their friend is currently passing his recruitment stage. Now they're thinking what to do next.
I can brew some tea, but basically that's it.
So last thing you said you were going to back to hideout. So where you go?
Yeah.
Do we need anything else? I mean, do any type of equipment, any things we should buy or so? Let's just quickly
Nothing.
brainstorm. I can't think of
Nothing.
anything.
Are we gonna
Can
buy
buy.
something for your recruiter people, like swords or shields or arrows?
They all have equipment.
I mean, the Tieflings said they have some basic equipment at
Yeah.
least. If not more. The Paladins, they will have equipment. The Thieves, they will also have equipment. So, I mean,
guess we
maybe it's
wanna
just the
get-
Tieflings only more.
You want to throw paladins in the front and then everyone else behind. So they need like arrows and shit and
So,
you know,
I would
throwing weapons.
I mean, I would play it like this. Well, okay, first we have to kind of do like a quick check on what the Tieflings actually do. Because,
Yeah,
and I would more categorize them like by class. So everyone who's like a melee fighter goes in the front, with the Paladins at the core, like the stronghold. Then I would organize the Thieves maybe in a loose compound or maybe in several groups to then just sneak attack from the side, you know, like hit and run actions. And Tieflings, if they are casters, they should stand somewhere elevated and then just shoot their fireballs in a smart way without grilling any paladins, so we might have other problems. But
So we'll
that's,
go to hideout and plan that kind of plans.
yeah, like briefing people about their roles, briefing people about their allies, so they don't, I don't know, start fighting each other. That we're all here for the greater cause without mentioning any god in particular. Let's leave the god topic out, at least if it gets specific, because they might disagree whose god is greater. And
Never talked about God. I talked about the kingdom. So I left religion aside.
well, you did. But yeah, fair point. You can address the Tieflings about the kingdom. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Let's
mean,
say-
if I
let's say
talk
about
about
the-
if I talk,
Talk about the families. You know, this is less controversial from a political point of view. Like if the Paladins hear that, the Paladins hear how you talked. Oh no, you can talk in whatever language the tieflings paladins don't
We
understand,
can.
hopefully. Well,
Yeah, the
unless they're
paladins
vampire
shouldn't get
hunters
it.
or so, then they understand. Damn.
We're not. We're not.
No, I
demons.
mean, I mean the paladins, right? If they like used to catch like demons and stuff, maybe they speak one of the languages you might address the tieflings in.
Infernal? Who speaks Infernal?
People are native to Infernal, and people
Live on the
people who are
border with
native to Infernal.
tieflings.
Some.
Anyways,
So we make plans.
As
Strategic
you
plans,
are
and-
walking towards your hideout on the way, thinking what to do and exchanging some ideas, you're passing through a place where there is this kind of a man standing and there is a couple of people standing next to him. Meanwhile, he's exclaiming something in the air. And as you get in closer, you realize that this dude is promoting some agility, strength, wit. If you come, you can win a prize. So he is promoting some kind of street games or like carnival
Time to-
games for people
time to win your
trying.
spices.
That's right.
Yes,
Like,
you notice
make
that
monsters.
there are several possible things that he's offering. First one is a ladder of agility. Second one is the aim of a sniper. And the third one is the joke contest.
What?
The
joke
contest, yes.
Well, we just lose that one, yeah.
So it's like he's passing you around. He's seeing sus, and he's like pointing his stick at your direction. And oh, young lad, you seem to be well built. Wanna try the ladder? The entrance is just 5 gold. The possible win is 50. Easy money for somebody like you.
I don't need any money. I have my fists.
You don't need
But
money
they need to
anymore.
be-
You
Sorry, not
needed money
interested.
before, now you don't need money anymore. Oh my
They
God.
need to be quick. Look at the prices. Agility.
I have other things to do. No. I can just run on a wall on this ladder just for fun
But I mean, like,
without entering the price.
but what was this? Like, leather of agility? Sounds like easy stats.
Can give you 5 coins and you just show whatever you want to show that is like normal walking for you and you can win the 50.
I don't think it's about the
Don't
50
have
gold,
any
right? We want the items. You can win the items, right?
Can you?
Ah, no.
How?
Did I misunderstand it? I thought they were like items.
No.
Ah, it's just about gold. Okay.
As he's seeing the sus reluctance, he kind of points to the next person and trying to tempt him into trying.
Guys, I have an
Okay.
idea.
Hmm.
You want to make some money, sis? Aren't you asking constantly for some?
Right.
You owe me 1,000 gold.
For your spices. a
No,
little bit of
Fawad gave you the
money.
1,000 gold. Fawad did give you the rest of the 1,000 gold after deducting
I
something
mean, you
else.
also
needed
owe me
gold
the
for.
1,000 gold. You know that, right?
Me?
Harvard, you go up the ladder.
Yes, sir.
You need
yes,
gold.
sir. You.
Lad,
But
I
I'm
don't know what
not-
you're talking about. What is this nonsense? Let's be friends and have a drink. I forgot. Okay. Fair enough.
Thank you, Lord
Mm.
Scorch, for the follow, and Nick the Wisher. Also, that's
If you want me to win the gold, then give me five gold. But I don't guarantee.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Since I
I'll
trust
give you
you,
5
old
gold.
friend. Hey, this
Well-
this was my idea. It's my business opportunity.
Okay.
You wanna
give
go?
him the
Here's 5
money.
gold.
Give him the money.
You know what? I trust you, old fella. I give you not a 5, not a 10, not a 15, but a 25 gold. However, if you make that into more, A third of it shall go into my pockets. Do we have a deal?
Here's back your 25 gold.
Well, you can't force people into their luck, but certainly into regret.
But hey, you.
Ooh, what a line, huh?
Hey, you guy. I want to try your letter, Wolf. How did you call it? Here's your
Ladder.
5 gold.
Okay, please deduct 5 gold. So you can see in front of you that there is a ladder, kind of a spread between 2 poles. You can see it just exactly how it is on the picture. So the ending of this rope ladder is fixed on one single point on both ends. Do you know? Have you seen it ever in real life?
We can see it.
Yes. So the point for you is to actually climb on the top of it and then stay on the top of it and get all the way to another side. And there is a small bell on the end of it. And all of it is kind of gets on a bit uphill angle. So it's not just horizontal. The length of it is, I would say, like 10 meters. So, and the width of the ladder is fairly narrow, like your shoulder widths. As you'll just look into this ladder, there currently no one who is trying it, and it seemed to be kind of not really popular among the local crowd. You notice there are a couple arm wrestling competition and darts throwing, but this one seems to be kind of empty. Are you trying? You paid.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, go ahead. That's as you're trying to get on top of it, please roll acrobatics.
17.
Yes, you managed to climb up on the top of that ladder and keep your balance in the beginning of your path. You notice that your hands and legs are shaking, so you're trying to figure out the best tactics, how to proceed on. You even in your monk trainings, you had similar exercises for balance there, but this one seems to be actually top level exercise only for masters of agility.
I'm on top. Can I just... Is it... Oh, it's middle of the day. It's not darkness. Right, DM?
Cheating detected here in Italy. Yes, I remember. I told you it's 2:30 in the afternoon. It's quite
Would there
crowded.
be a saving throw involved?
People are now actually gathering more around this attraction because you just climbed on the top of it and you can hear those "Ooh!" The Sims are gathering there, you know.
Okay, let's just do it. It's not my money anyway.
Whose is it?
Waves.
Ah, okay.
She's rich, princess.
Okay, you're
Switch
trying
over.
to get further on, so please roll acrobatics again.
16.
You hardly manage to make it to the middle. And this is where you realize that actually this is the most dangerous and the most unpredictable point, because you wait and the tension of this whole ladder is actually the weakest and the most volatile exactly in there. And you hardly manage to keep yourself afloat without like turbulently falling out. You realize that if you manage to pass this middle point and get further, it's going to be only easier. But this would be the most complicated part. So please roll for acrobatics one more time.
Or advantage or anything.
No.
20.
You, Rafe and Farvald, you both can see that at some moment when the Sas was changing his leg and arm and trying to do it at the same time, he was trying different techniques, you know, whether doing it at the same time or left, right. And as he was passing this middle point, you see that he almost lost his balance, like losing more like weight on the right side and then trying to recover, and then he's like violently shaking, rotating there, and then he managed to stabilize it. And as he stabilizes, he makes this like several deep breaths. And then he proceeds further on as he adjusts to the complexity and the difficulty of the ladder. You manage to get to the end and ring the bell to the lot, and the crowd seeing you there like uploading kind of around, and the entertainer, he is the only person who looks to be upset as you reached to the bell.
Okay.
Anyone, and then the moment like this mask, he's like of true emotion changes, and he's like, anyone dares to challenge the record of this young fellow trying to repeat his achievement, like here's your proven victory, here it is, and he gives you 50 gold.
Give 10
Please.
back to Rave.
Sas, you can notice that there are couple young men who got inspired by your example, and they eagerly are giving money to the guy to try.
I'm gonna tell them not to do it. I'm gonna just advise them that it's not worth it, guys.
Roll for persuasion. It will be very high roll you need to roll to.
9.
I can still do it.
You know.
Even
They
more
look at
inspired.
you. They look quite inspired, and they take your advice as more like mocking, that you are too good. They're not good enough. Like
Did those
you.
people get 5 gold for carnival? What? Just like rich peasants. 3 gold is enough for a person to live for a year.
Yeah, the very
the
first
village.
guy is not even able to properly climb and stabilize him in the first position as he tumbles over it. And the second dude manages to do it, and then makes a couple more steps and then fumbles to the ground into the dust.
I'm gonna give them back their 5 gold. Those 2 dudes. And I tell him, I told you, it's not as easy as it looks like. Don't get fooled by this gentleman over here.
What do you mean fooled? We've seen you got in the money and it was all fair and square.
Yeah, but you've seen this badge? You've seen this badge? You know what it is? Do you have it? Well, when you sign up, tell the Power Rangers sent you.
Referral bonus.
Okay. Thank you, sir. We'll take your advice
Yes,
and
I see
This
your
guy-
courage, so just train hard.
yeah, this couple of friends
But
are
that's
like
true.
immediately running off from that square that you are passing, looking for the nearest Adventures Guild to enroll.
Shouldn't he get inspiration by doing such a good thing? Because I think honestly the nicest thing anyone's ever done in this whole campaign.
Giving them the money back? Yeah, I mean, it's like,
I was giving someone money also. I
No
don't
one
remember.
gave
As a
money away
bot.
for free. Right?
What was
I
giving
They
away
don't.
money?
I was thinking about that, and you also mentioned that. So yeah, I agree. That's a nice character play here. So Sas, you get inspiration.
Persuading the DM, getting better.
It was just reading my
Plus
thoughts.
9.
yeah, it would have been better persuading about the holy water, but okay.
So
Man does what a man does.
yeah, about 20 minutes later, as you're passing through the crowds, you are able to reach to the hideout place. And as you are there, you're entering, you notice a couple of halflings in the position, one of the roof, who waves at you, and then there is one more person on the second floor who was holding the crossbow on his head. And you're entering the ground floor, and over there, it's there are only your horses, but you do not see Polo or Balor on the place. So as you are unloading your things that you bought from a shop and collecting, this is how we're going to end the game today. As the party has just maybe
For the battle.
got.
Yeah.
Yes, let's see what happens next time as you are on the way to a interesting into the abyss.
Plot twist.
Somebody
There'll
would
never
say.
be a battle. Be prepared to
He's
play.
dead already.
Became a good guy. Draw from a card of many things. From a deck of many things. Something happened. Wow.
Well, you can offer him to do that. No.
Why would I?
I don't know.
Too dangerous.
I only wish that to my worst enemies.
Imagine he gets like a level up and rich.
More rich. Good point.
More rich, more levels.
But he can also get this
I mean-
change like Risantar, but it's very
Alignment change.
risky.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
then we would something like a demigod of love or so. Be too bad. But that would be funny. He's from. I would be funny, but what are the odds?
5% is not much.
Also, you could just refuse take deck.
Yeah, I don't know what are we gonna do. We always try diplomacy and it never works.
It's not.
It's not gonna be the case.
Riled up. How have people for war? No, or fight for the fatherland.
So
Or revenge. It's not gonna work. It's quite. I don't know.
So we can basically, just food for thought for you, as you are thinking about your battle plan or something. So you know that tieflings and sneaky battalion, they are dressed and equipped with daggers and very light armor. So their advantage is maybe some ranged fighting or close combat, but not when they're like being focused on of somebody. So they have some weaknesses and strengths, like any unit. So you have a unit of thieves, of rogues. Then you potentially have a unit of paladins of Pelor. You have seen them walking on the streets, and you know they wear the heavy armor, most of them. You haven't seen them wearing shields though, but like rather two-handed swords. So they would be a formidable warriors in heavy armor. So they also, these kind of warriors have their own advantages and disadvantages in usage. And then you also have gathered like a wild card Temple of Kothos people. So based on the conversation with Rave, of course, he didn't mention if there would be any casters or magic initiates. So best case scenario, you can rely on well-equipped militia in that case. So it's a close combat weapons or short bows with spears or short swords, maybe some light shields. So, but more in numbers than the sneaky battalion or paladins. So you can consider it as a light infantry in a way, light footman. So this is the three types of different units you probably have in your possession. And yeah, I think it would be time for a party to plan ahead how they might utilize those and in which way. What they know about the possible opponent, that's a caravan. They know that there are about, like, the last thing they heard, there might be up to 50 individuals in there. You know that Roman Renoir and his mansion had quite some constructs in them and mercenaries at his disposal.
50? I had
50
something
or
like
15?
20 to 25 in mind. That was the number we were given.
Like 50.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that all of them are military base. It's a caravan.
Okay, so some
We
Of them
recruited
are
too many people.
maybe.
Inflation on a different level. Okay. But that's good that now we have like an idea of how many enemies to face.
Yeah, and you also
wanted
know that
to-
your opponent is a vampire of a high rank and undead. So thanks everybody
Wanted to
who
get them during the day.
who joined us, and would be curious to hear any hints or suggestions for the party and how to utilize the units, or just generally to chat. Sebastian, are you with us today or not? Also, a couple of other regulars, would be nice to see you in the chat. Yes. So, leaving the floor to you now. Farewell.
Wanted to ambush them during the day
Yeah.
while His Highness sleeps. Is that gonna happen?
I mean, if we prepare it right, I think yes, why not? Just have to emphasize on that once we direct the fighters and the volunteers and the heroes and the religious folk doing what they're supposed to do. So I think we can definitely arrange that.
So we have the battalion peoples looking for them. So
Yeah, Polo has organized several lookouts on the outskirts of the city.
how fast they can move during the night?
With the speed of the slowest horse.
So it's not like they would cross the border and be over the border in one night. They would have to make a... There's a distance to cover. They would have to make a stop during the day at least in a nearby area.
Potentially. You know that it would take like a day ride for Rave to go, let's say, to the border. To if you actually were planning to go for the assistance of the border patrol.
The Gandalf move. Expect me at the first daylight.
For Rohirrim!
Basically, yeah.
Oh,
We
Gondor!
trace them, but we don't attack, and we attack when the light comes up. When the light comes up. Right, DM? Nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
Had to do that, yes.
So I think the concept events and how to battle.
You're disappearing.
Yeah, we
Thank
can
you.
hear again.
So I meant we can think of several dimensions in order of how to prepare for the battle. So first is time. I think we covered that, or at least we have our idea about that. Second, it would be the place, so the terrain. So if we have the time, then we can choose that. And I mean, thinking of a caravan, they're like in a long convoy, which means they have lots of surface to attack, hopefully. Which means we should surprise them. probably with AoE spells like firebolts, if we have those two at our disposal in number, before we burn our own infantry. So we should start with that, like surprise this, then I don't know, surprise south of arrows, and then paladins charge throughout the whole length, you know, don't let them take any formation, because those are trained soldiers and we don't want them to be in formation. They're also on full plate armor, so let's see how we can do that. We can, oh yeah, we can cause fear among their horses, because we know they're all on horses, because they're full plate and they're caravan, so they rely on horses. So maybe we can scare them, maybe by Wraith, you know, shout an infernal. Let's see how the paladins feel about that, but we'll find a workaround.
Yeah, I can do the booming voice, yeah.
Yeah, or ooh, Wall of Fire. You know, Wall of Fire, like we don't give them room to get into formation. Like fire, also not so cool for vampires, I suppose. Also like light, and so we light the scenery. That scares the animals.
Yeah.
And we can apply the like over a defined area, so maybe across the whole length.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's say a wall of fire behind them. Then we attack them from one side on the whole length of it, pushing them into the fire. I mean, fire is not so nice if you're like in full plate. So because you're slow. What else? I mean, the thing is, like, Farwood can supply with, you know, like necromancy and stuff, but I'm not really feeling so comfortable once the Knights of Parlo are around, so that is kind of like the last option. Right? Like,
I just imagine it like you in some moment using one of the corpses for that.
one.
I actually thought you were gonna get the corpses that we were just gonna fry, but okay. Oh, but they don't have blood anymore, right?
That's fine. I mean, so there are two aspects. On one aspect, I need fresh blood from a killed humanoid, and on the other, I need corpses. So, burnt corpses are fine. Best case, I get fresh blood. But I only need that, like, let's say, once we see we don't win the fight, because I'm not sure how, I mean, all the talking aside, I'm not sure how we'll convince the paladins that the demon is fighting on our side. Especially when they see I conjured it. So,
I mean, your demon, yeah.
You can say
Yeah.
they conjured it.
yeah, but it's me who has, I thought about that initially, but it's me who has to give the demon verbal commands, and who has to use the human blood, you know, and who has to do all the stuff. And it's the enemies. It's them. Attack them.
Yeah.
Oh, they're attacking themselves. You know, it's like not so convincing, even with like high persuasion.
A better
That would be quite a
demon. Isn't there
circus, yes.
one? Like that
Huh?
looks cute. A better looking demon.
Does such a thing exist? I don't think so.
That would be like
Possible.
an actual trap itself, no?
Can you summon a vampire? Like, oh, they have a vampire! You know, get him!
If I could, I'd have a ghoul army by now, but I can't. I don't think you can conjure vampires. No, it's not that how they work. Maybe you can bind them to you, you know, like by a curse or by, I don't know, like some tattoo magic or so, you know, force them in your services, but they would constantly be able to roll charisma saving throw, and I don't think it's much fun to try to dominate a vampire, so.
So, but overall, you think we're not gonna have problems that suddenly there's a caravan and we like just attack it? Like, you know, they would see the knights, people in the armor, peacefully going through the woods,
Fair
and
point.
we just attacking it.
So you mean like the element of surprise, like how are we gonna do that with full armored paladins?
No.
Or do you mean like how do we explain to them that they should attack a friendly looking convoy?
Yes, like the
Fair
fanatics and the thieves. Well, the thieves looks like thieves. And the tieflings look like fanatics. They have no problem. But the parlor people,
Hmm.
they would need some sort of convincing.
Yeah, that's true. I'm kind of building on Rizantar here because he knows how to talk to his people. So that's why I kind of painted him like the chosen one. So he sees it as his personal duty to try to convince them and his personal fate. Like if he fails there, they'll see him as a demon. So he'll try his best. But we can think additionally on how to justify
Imagine
this.
he's like, imagine university and he's kind of a freshman there. And he might be
Yeah,
bringing
I mean,
some
that makes it-
seniors with him.
That makes it very risky, of course. So, I mean, one way would be to provoke the enemy first, and so that they show their true colors. The other
Developing the vampire.
possibility, but that would be really grim, would be just to send in all those who are willing, and then probably the paladins are not, and while the others are being slain, and hopefully provoke them, then
Like a reserve?
something will turn into a demon or something else, and then we're like, see all along, help them, but it's kind of difficult, and we would kill the others in the front line. Ideas? How can we make the paladins attack people who don't look like demons, even though we tell them they're demons?
We debate them into attack.
Does anyone have an illusion spell?
No, but we have weak people who could be like, "Oh, we are weak people. Caravan, help us. We are starving and we have blood."
That would work against like lesser vampires or ghouls or so, but we're talking about a vampire lord here who has been living in human society over probably centuries without getting detected. He will have enough self-control. How to expose a vampire? Can we force a vampire into transforming into his beast form? Maybe by spilling holy water on him. I have an idea. Okay, so we
DM, close your ears.
Huh? So
Okay, DM is not listening.
okay, so the idea is we have the paladins dress up as monks. That's something they can definitely play, even if they might not be like the best actors. And then we put them like on the side where the caravan will pass, and they'll be like, "Blessed be the travelers," and then they spill like holy water on them. And then holy water on a vampire, he like hisses, transforms, he's like, and then like, see, attack. I mean, this is like a simple idea, but maybe it's not enough to spill holy water on him, but maybe we come up with something more potent.
During the daylight, he's not gonna be out. He's gonna be in a. What if it's just an inspection? Oh, do you mind? Maybe we're making sure you're not carrying any coffins. We have report of people stealing coffins in the neighborhood.
Do you have a license for transporting deceased
Yeah, your
people?
proof of insurance.
I doubt so highly. You need to consult the church. Have you done so, dear sir? I'm afraid we have to confiscate that and make you pay a hefty fee.
That was the phrase of the day. Do you have any illegal coffins?
Yeah, they must have. We can force them into a search, right? Like, for whatever reason, like, oh, there's been reports of bandits, or there's been reports of criminals of some sort, and then unlikely they will have like official documents, like no one authorized them for this trip. It's not like the government sent them or something like that.
But
Yeah,
the
they
very-
go
If they say they're a trade caravan, there's no problem. We should be able to search them.
What if they have like an official document with a high sigil because this guy is like deeply connected to the court? You know?
That's completely fine. It doesn't mean we cannot search them, you know. Like, we're not gonna do anything to them.
We say there is forged.
But I mean, I like the idea of the inspection. Like that there have been reports, you know? We could play this like a bit more aggressive. Like there have been reports of, you know, like unholy
Stolen
people, let's say.
coffins.
You know, like heretics. Yeah, of heretics wandering the
Heresy,
lands.
yes.
Exactly, and therefore everyone to keep going to pass this territory must be blessed, purified, and you know, praise the name of the Bardlor or something like this in order to pass. Vampire wouldn't do that, and this gives us the opportunity because I don't think that the guard of this guy is actually know he's like a high vampire. I guess somehow he fooled them, and so we can maybe even make him go against him because we make him transform into a vampire and they're like, I didn't know, you know. Then
Yeah, many of them can just
Yes.
join us instead. Yeah.
yeah, in the end we don't need an army. Damn it. Oh, but I mean, this could maybe work, maybe, unless they're all charmed.
Unless they just paid mercenaries and they don't care. Because this guy has gold and he could just hire them. Like, you know, transfer me from A to B and, you know, don't let anyone open my coffin. That's it. That's your job. They don't have to know anything. They could be just...
Coffin
transport
inspection, yes.
I mean, we can create a scene when there's like a dead body and the blood. And, you know, like 300 meters afterwards, there's like a block post, you know, that, you know, checks for the caravan, you know, and like blesses. And in there's also like a holy father blessing all the passing caravans, you know, because there were events or some kind of attacks in the woods. There's a monastery nearby, nothing suspicious. And they cannot argue because there was like a accident. You know, we can spill some blood. And yeah. We can even have some people imitating being, you know, attacked.
The question
Like
is, who of our people would play along? Not everyone. Thieves? Sure.
We have fanatics.
Tieflings? Maybe.
Tieflings.
But
Let's say
The fanatics.
tieflings complained from attacks. Being attacked from the human territory. And now it's monastery's job to investigate.
I feel like this could potentially create more political crisis than we want. I mean, don't you think? Like, tieflings saying they have been attacked by humans. We telling tieflings to fight for the motherland against the enemy. We having very, very truthfully and believing paladins and champions of Bardor with us. I don't
We
know.
should just charm a few people into complaining about something. Some normal people.
We can start gossips in the city. Like a real one. We can say there were attacks outside of the city borders. That way, nothing suspicious when the group of adventurers goes and establishes a, you know, control post. We have the sneaky battalion people. They can gossip that, you know, oh, some people been murdered, some people disappear.
Okay. Question is, do we have enough time to
Kidnappings.
spread rumors? We would have to check in if we have enough time. We have
And
too
one
many good
evening is
ideas.
No, we have the idea already. We set up the blog post, right? Because this is like easiest way. We get to the vampire directly without a fight.
The only problem about this is we give up the element of surprise. That's a big one.
No, we don't. Why? Why would we?
Because, I mean, we leave it upon them to attack us. We leave the decision
I mean-
upon them, and starting at which point they're not okay with us controlling them, and then they will strike first.
We're gonna make a blog post of like 10 people, you know, like 3 paladins and 3 of us. That's it. Everyone else
That's
hides.
brave. That's very brave.
If they attack us, that means they are the bad guys.
The thing is, like, we cannot rely on AoE spells or most of the magic if we're in the middle of the fight. First of all, because Wraith is with us. Second of all,
We don't need to
because-
take Rave.
Because
Wraith
Wraith
could
could hit
be-
us if she's not with us. Right?
Oh,
This is very
maybe
famous, basically.
I mean, we don't want to fight 50 people and murder them. Like, half of them are innocent, maybe. They're just transport.
Maybe not. We don't know. It's
Yeah.
pure assumptions. Hypothesis.
Maybe there's like 10 mercenaries and the rest 40 is just a mass. So the 40 escapes because they see the huge vampire rising. And then we only need to fight 10 remaining.
I mean,
Like
that-
loyal, charmed.
I mean, this could be the case, like, if we come to this point to make them leave, but they look like a very well-trained unit, you know? I think they've been loyal over years, right? Been paid good during years. Like, I mean, this guy's been around for centuries. He would not be just like, today I buy 50 mercenaries. He would have them. Yeah, so they're probably more loyal than your average mercenary. So we really, if we go this way, we really need to make them question him like big time. Worst case, they know, you know, they know what he is, and then we'll be like, "Ha, attack him!" And they're like, "We don't care." Then we stand like in the middle of 50 angry, full-plated armor enemies. Would like to have
You
a
have
backup plan.
dimension door.
Then
Yeah, but
a
how
lot
many
of
times?
marbles. Fireball, 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 fireball.
We have to be there.
Okay. So for now we just don't
Are
have
we
the perfect
stopping
plan.
them? Do we attack them or we make a border checkpoint?
Good question. Like, I mean, border checkpoint probably means more victims on our side. Attacking them directly probably means lots of cruelty and maybe people not being happy with what we do. So what do we choose? Killing our own people or make them think it was the right thing to do?
Good question.
We can just roll dice. I mean, the thing is also,
If people gonna die, everyone knows they went with us and they died. And it's gonna be bad on Rave's reputation.
she's a thief.
Like, these tieflings are like, hey, you know, my kids, I'm following the Rave, you know, the Rave, the queen, future queen, and oh, he never came back.
It's
Not
just
like-
that some people are gonna die.
It's not like they embrace democracy there. So I wouldn't matter about the loyalty or fear of the tieflings regarding their crown. I would rather, I don't know, the thieves might be very opportunistic, you know. They have like the least strongest motive, which is revenge, which they could get another day, and you know, then come the the Paladins of Paladin have the strongest motive, but it can quickly change once they see it's not in alignment with what they believe. The Tieflings could be the most reliable ones, I guess. Because they are ruled by order and fear, which is a strong combination. So probably we need to worry most about the thieves. But which is fine, we don't put them in the first row. Most suffering will be in the first row, which means paladins. So you need to watch out extra for them. They cannot tilt. If they tilt, we're done. Not in a Dota. Yeah, actually that was spoken in Dota words. So yeah. So we need to make sure they think it's a good cause. Or we put them in the middle of the fight when they don't have a choice. You know? And at some point they will see, well, there actually was a vampire.
They might be smart. They might be double thinking us. They might bring someone else. They might tell us there's like 4 of them, and then could be like 10 more paladins hiding.
That would be a thief action, not a paladin action.
No, paladins also.
Paladins are like, glory for the Lord, and then they run. I mean, they're not stupid, but the glory for the Lord thing is, I think, applicable. So,
I don't know. I like the border patrol because it has more. It's more flexible.
that's true. But we pay.
If we die, we die. Doesn't
we're
matter.
not gonna die. That's fine. But they are gonna die.
So
I mean, you're not
There is-
gonna die. You can't die.
Well, maybe I just don't care so much.
says the person with 120 feet per 6 seconds running speed, yes?
Yes, but the wizards, cannot run away from fireballs. I
Okay.
would vote for the block post.
I think- The debate is still continuous, I guess, and there are a lot of ideas being thrown in the air. It's really cool stuff. And what exactly happens, I think I'll be stopping the stream at this specific moment. Maybe the party actually identifies the final decision. Other than that, thank you everybody for joining, and hopefully see you around on the next stream in the world of the Theer.